May 31st deadline. For more information, people can go online to scvolunteercenter.org. Time now 15 and a half minutes after 4 p.m. More local news for you coming up at the bottom of the hour. For KSCO, I'm Susan Simon.
You can get almost anything on the internet except personal service. Hello, I'm Scott Bedell with Bedell Nelson Harbert Insurance, your Allied agent in Santa Cruz. When you call Bedell Nelson Harbert, a real person will answer the phone. A real person will help you save money by packaging your home and auto insurance with Allied. We can even help you save on your vacation rental with the Foremost Insurance Group. Give us a call at 426-3700 and ask a real person for a free, no-obligation quote. We are the real people of Bedell Nelson Harbert Insurance, and we can save you money because Allied and Nationwide are on your side.
Coast Paper and Supply, a proud member of Think Local First, is positively impacting our environment. They're providing green businesses with eco-friendly cleaners, food service products, and other biodegradable items. Coast Paper and Supply is located at 151 Josephine Street in Santa Cruz and is open weekdays 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can give them a call at 831-423-3350. That's 831-423-3350. Or visit coastpapersupplyinc.com.
Is your computer running real slow like this? Or are you getting the blue screen of death? Do you have to do a restart several times a session? Tired of viruses, spyware, malware, and slow, worthless tech support? Face it, it's too late to download another free PC Fix-It program, thinking it'll be restored to out-of-box purity. Oh, no. You need the fast, friendly computer pros at User Friendly Computing. Just drop it off at their office at 505 River Street across from the Gateway Plaza, or give them a call at 831-423-9653, and they'll come to you. Mention KSCO and get a free $50 diagnostic. PC or Mac, desktop or laptop, they can do it all at User Friendly Computing. Call 831-423-9653.
Music, wonderful music on KSCO in Santa Cruz.
To AM 1080 KSEO Santa Cruz. The time is now 4:20. Kevin Hurley is joining us. Hey, Kevin, how are you doing? Wait for me to turn the mic on. There you go. Now answer.
The other one off.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
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 It's time for traffic.
All righty. Let's see what happened.
Well, not much has happened. Same thing out there. Not much has changed. Highway 1 southbound, still stop and go.
Any bumpers?
Highway 17 a little slow moving in the southbound direction, mainly near the 85 connector. Monterey into Seaside, 10 miles per hour. Northbound Highway 1, southbound 101 through Coyote Valley, 10 miles per hour. Slowing down again in Gilroy near 10th Street. Moss Landing, slow moving to both directions between Salinas Road and the harbor.
All right. That takes care of traffic.
That takes care of traffic, sort of.
Oh, well, I don't think the traffic has been taken care of. It's still out there.
Did you see the picture?
Harming people's commutes.
Did you see the front page of the Santa Cruz Sentinel today?
No, I didn't.
Highway 17's traffic is a nightmare. They have a story on it right there on the front page of the Santa Cruz Sentinel. And I think it's kind of coincidental, shall we say, that we were talking about this on Friday.
Oh, so they heard you and they
I'm not saying that, Kevin. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it is definitely a problem, traffic on Highway 17.
That's definitely.
Right now it's not. You know what? Let's take a bet here, you guys. Now, I don't want to bet on bad things, but right now traffic is moving just fine.
Well, also, I think there
southbound.
might be rules against gambling on live radio.
Okay.
I think so, too.
Well, this is just okay. Well,
is making a bet, is that technically gambling? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. So
A
let's
wager is gambling.
Let's just an experiment, okay?
Okay.
Right now, traffic is moving just fine on Highway 17 for the most part. I predict that it will start slowing down in the southbound direction near Vine Hill Road.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I predict.
Why would you predict that? Are you,
well, you know, we've noticed.
Did you have a dream last night, or do you have visions or something?
You could listen to Friday's show, Ben, and find out how many calls we got from Highway 17 that were
Are you
frustrated.
saying that there's a pattern to traffic slowdowns on Highway 17?
Yes. You know what there is, too? Just a massive increase in fatalities on Highway 17. This is part of what you'll find on the Santa Cruz Sentinel front page. Yeah, the winding mountain road, which is Highway 17, connects Santa Cruz and San Jose. We all know that. Had 983 collisions in 2016.
983.
Up from 664, 583, and 420 in the previous 3 years. So 3 years ago, it was less than
it's
less
almost
than half.
doubled.
It's doubled in 3 years. The amount of accidents has doubled in 3 years. The top documented cause for collisions by far is speeding.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought the problem was people driving too slow in the fast lane.
Or people crashing into each other.
Yeah,
that's
usually what
another
happens.
cause.
Well, if you ask anyone who drives 17, they'll tell you the problem is the slow people in the fast lane.
Yeah.
For most of the highway, the speed limit is 50 miles per hour, by the way, just so you know.
50?
50 miles per hour.
50 miles.
CHP is going to go out there and start giving out tickets to kind of make sure that they do something about it. They got to do something about it.
So all those little old ladies that get into the fast lane and drive 50, they're the ones who are actually following the rules?
Yeah.
They're actually the ones following the rules. The ones
I thought they were the problem.
No, they are the ones following the rules. CHP is going to be out there in force. So the problem is that there's not many places for them to hide out. There's only a few places where they can hide out.
Turnouts,
and,
yeah.
Well,
everybody knows where they're at. We
I
all
don't
know
think
where
they
you're
need
at.
to hide.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
No, you can't
I
hide
don't-
anyway in the first place.
I don't think the point of the CHPs is to hide. I think the point of them is to show force.
To slow down.
So everyone sees them and
but
goes, oh, a CHP.
Everyone's just going to speed up.
I
right?
know. That's why there needs to be a CHP at like almost every curb.
But you can't do it. Well, number one, they don't have enough officers because the turnover rate is so high with the CHP that when they get a new trainee, they have to assign another cop to train them. So now you're down
that's
to
true.
half of your
Very
force.
True. That's true.
Kevin, did you know that online the CHP has a rating?
Oh, no, I
Do they
didn't know
really?
that.
What is their rating, by the way?
Don't you remember we covered this on Friday?
I remember we rated them, but what was their rating?
No. There's if you go online and just look up the CHP on Google, people have rated it. I think on Google or I don't know what format they're rating it on.
So how many stars
But
did you
basically, yeah, out of 5 stars, the CHP has a rating. Would you like to know what it is?
Take
Or
a
do you want
guess.
to guess?
2.
2?
That's
You know
what-
what? You were close again. That is what I think Wes guessed 2. Dave guessed 1. But yeah, you are definitely closer. It is 1.8.
Wow.
So yeah, that's out
not-
of 5 stars the rating for the
Well,
CHP.
it's not that bad, right? 3 would be average, or so that's not.
I would think for a law enforcement agency is known for handing out tickets, that's probably a good rating.
Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see here. The most recent Caltrans data from 2015 showed around 59,000 cars each day on Highway 17, compared to 57,000 and 54,000 drivers in the previous years. Okay, so again, the solution to this is being put forth by Safe on 17. That's a task force which is taking the triple E approach to Highway 17 safety.
Yeah.
That is engineering, enforcement, and education.
Well, good.
Education, not education.
But you can
Education?
Education.
You can thank Gary Patton for stopping the back in the 70s. They were going to
Gary Patton?
Gary Patton. He was a county supervisor over here, and the Caltrans was going to widen Highway 17 going over the mountain, and he said no. And
Now,
they fought it.
Gary Payton, he was one of the only guards in the NBA that was capable of shutting down Michael Jordan.
But this
I've never heard of Gary Patton, though.
This was a county supervisor back in the 70s.
Oh, okay. Not as famous as the glove, but all right. Pretty cool, Gary.
Let's see. The number of fatal and injury collisions on Highway 17 dropped after a peak in 1998, which had 283. It has since climbed back up to 262 in last year. People are
I wonder
driving
why they were
way
so
too
high
fast.
back in 98.
Yeah, back in 98. I don't know, but they are down.
They're going up
They're
again.
going up. Yeah, the number of CHP citations is down.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's fewer people that are breaking the laws or getting caught breaking the
No,
laws.
there's more people breaking the laws. They are just handing out. They're just getting caught less.
Okay. Well, I mean, that seems like the CHP needs to focus on Highway 17 more. Isn't that just an easy solution there?
One of the plans is for law enforcement to start stationing supervisors along the route as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I know from personal experience, if I'm driving along the freeway and I'm going a little bit too fast, I see a CHP, I slow down.
Yeah, and then you speed up once you pass them up, right?
I know, and then I see another CHP, and you just got to keep seeing CHPs in your...
Look, check this out. So another solution is to start handing out tickets in the early morning and afternoon shifts. So they're going to start focusing.
So they're going to
focus on
ticket
commute
people
traffic.
when they're going to work and coming home from
yeah.
work?
Yes.
Yeah,
when they're
yeah.
probably the most, let's say,
that's when
hostile?
That's when
Yeah,
they're the
that's when
most
they're
likely to
hostile,
speed.
yeah.
So if work starts, and we got to get to the phone calls. If work starts at 8, right, and someone's driving to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he's hauling ass because he knows he can, those are the guys that CHP are going to try to focus on. And then the guys traveling, from 3 to 5.
Is that when the most accidents are?
No, that's just when they can nail the most speeders. I don't see how it's going to change anything as far as rush hour traffic. I don't see how it's going to change squat, except it's going to allow them to give out more tickets. Yeah. 4791080. It's all right there on the front page of the Santa Cruz Sentinel. There's more to it, obviously, but it's all right there if you want to check it out. You could probably even find it online right now. Let's head out to Felton, pick up Nick. Thank you for your call, Nick. You're in the air.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I am a 17 commuter. I don't work over there. My girlfriend lives over there, so I kind of do the reverse commute. And what I know, so typically I'm driving over in the evening and back over in the early morning to Santa Cruz. And I definitely agree with both what Ben said and what they're seeing. There are a lot of speeders out there, and I occasionally am one of them. It's easy to go a little too fast. But, man, the people in the fast lane that go slow, I think that's just about as dangerous because those right lane passings, you're passing additional vehicles. Sometimes the speeders who are going 70 miles an hour, if they crash, they're taking themselves out. If one of these guys crashes when passing on the right, they're definitely going to hurt someone else. So I think both those things are true. I'd also just say that during the work commute hours, the flow of traffic.
Oh, we lost
him.
him.
Time to catch speeders.
Hello?
You there?
No, we lost his call.
Oh.
Thank you
It's
for the call, though,
breaking up
Nick.
just a little bit.
4791080. DM at
See,
KSCO.com.
I told you. You ask anyone who travels over 17 regularly, they'll tell you the problem is the people going too slow.
The problem is that you're going too fast. You're not supposed to be doing 70. The speed limit is 50.
Oh, I know.
Hello?
I know. Trust me, I know. The real issue is the speeders. I'm telling you, you ask anyone who actually drives 17, they will tell you the problem is people going too slow.
Well, maybe they should ban big rigs because that's what it is, dude.
Oh, I
There's
agree-
nobody,
I agree with
there's
that
nobody going
100%.
slower than the big rigs. Those guys are slowing down traffic. I mean, that.
What if they had a
if you want to
separate
talk about
route for big
dangerous,
rigs?
if you're doing 60 miles per hour and then you got a big rig over there who's doing 30 miles per hour uphill, which is no fault of his own, but he is doing 30, and then you got a car like mine which has just barely enough guts to get up that damn hill in the first place and can't get around those trucks.
That and also there's people who are a little bit scared driving over 17.
Oh, yeah, there's those.
You
too.
know, when they're passing the big rigs and they're in the fast lane, they don't want to be going 70.
Oh, dude, you don't have to be scared of highways. What are you scared of? All those tire marks along the center divider, all the blood stains and broken car pieces.
You like that,
You just
huh?
drive over that. It's just nothing.
Just dodge them, that's all.
Just
you have to
ignore all those tear stains and blood stains and broken car pieces, shattered glass and busted tires.
We got Nick back.
Oh, Nick, line 1, you're in the
All
air.
right. I suck, guys. Sorry. All right, but so I agree. I'm not saying speeders aren't a problem. I'm saying people who go well under the speed limit in the fast lane can be a challenge, because then you get the people who want to go the speed limit, or in some cases higher, that are passing them very dangerously. That and I'm not saying I'm one of the people who passes them. I'm just one of the people who like almost gets run into by someone trying to make an illegal pass because someone's going very slow. And so, anyways, that's my final thought.
All right, Nick. Thank you for the call. 479-1080.
Again, I don't even know if Nick realizes it, but the issue isn't the people who are going slow. The issue is the people going slow create problems for the people who want to go too fast.
The issue is the damn trucks. That's what I'm saying, because those people going slow do not want to go slow. They would rather be in the slow lane. The problem is that there's somebody going even slower, and that is the diesel trucks. KSCO Santa Cruz, Flight 1080. We'll be right back.
That President Trump disclosed highly classified information related to ISIS to visiting Russian diplomats last week. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster.
At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed, and the president did not disclose any military operations that were not already publicly known. Two other senior officials who were present, including the Secretary of State, remember the meeting the same way and have said so. Their on-the-record accounts should outweigh those of anonymous sources. And I was in the room. It didn't happen.
CBS News senior national security contributor Mike Morrell says Mr. Trump is known for speaking impulsively.
This is a president who does not stick to the script. When presidents meet with foreign officials, they are given talking points. They're told, here's what to say on an issue, here's what not to say, and the president doesn't seem to stick to the script.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
You're listening to AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz. The time is 4:32. Headlines are up next. Here's Susan Simon.
Thanks, Dave. Good afternoon, everyone. A Salinas man convicted of DUI has been sentenced to prison. 29-year-old Felix Gutierrez was found guilty of driving under the influence and causing great bodily harm in connection with a crash on San Miguel Canyon Road. Gutierrez had his two children in his van when he crossed the double yellow lines and collided with two vehicles that also both contained children. 7 people sustained injuries during the crash. Gutierrez will have to serve at least 85% of his 4-year and 4-month prison sentence. Watsonville police officers are investigating an armed robbery. Shortly after 1:30 a.m. Saturday morning, patrol units responded to a report of an armed robbery at a convenience store on the 1400 block of Freedom Boulevard. At the scene, officers determined that 3 males entered the business. 2 of the men grabbed beer while the third produced a pistol and demanded cash. The clerk complied, and the robbers fled on foot with the merchandise and an undisclosed amount of cash. And a suspected car thief was sentenced to 16 months behind bars on Friday. On March 4th of this year, a Salinas patrol unit took Michael Silva into custody for prowling. Silva was then charged with driving a stolen vehicle. When it was found the vehicle he was driving was registered to a Modesto man who was currently out of the country. Due to the current prison realignment, Silva will serve his sentence in Monterey County Jail. Time now 33 minutes after 4 p.m. More local news for you coming up at the top of the hour. For KSCO, I'm Susan Simon.
Thank you, Susan. KSCO Headlines brought to you by Bedell, Nelson, and Harbert Insurance Agency, proudly celebrating over 90 years of serving the people of Santa Cruz County. Bedell, Nelson, and Harbert, one agent, one company, and answers you can trust. Their phone number is 426-3700. That's 426-3700. KSCO drive time now 4:34. Let's see what's happening out there on your roadways. Starting off on Highway 17 southbound, just under the limit as you make your way from Campbell to the reservoir, but that's not really worth worrying about. What is worth worrying about is traffic passing underneath 41st Avenue. Stop and go there all the way into Aptos. In Moss Landing, both directions approaching, is that Jensen Road? Somewhere around there. Both directions are slow moving, just north of the harbor, maybe even stop and go, so be ready for that. 10 miles per hour, Monterey into Sand City, northbound Highway 1. Southbound 101, just after Coyote Creek, 10 miles per hour, slowing down again in Gilroy. Also, you want to be on the lookout just as you get off the 85 connector, stop and go speeds from there to Metcalf. Yeah, I was right, Metcalf. Your weather forecast for tonight, increasing clouds, lows around 50 degrees. Tomorrow should be sunny but cool. Highs will reach around 65 degrees. 20% chance of rain, by the way, for tomorrow. Tonight's boaters forecast includes a small craft advisory, west winds 15 to 25 knots, wind waves 3 to 5 feet, west swells 6 to 8 feet at 9 seconds. KSEO drive time 4:34, Flight 1080, back after this.
Hi, folks. It's Jim Peterson with Solar for America by Peterson Dean. Look, it's the May Day giveaway at Solar for America by Peterson Dean. Look, bundle a roof, a battery, fencing, or solar, any of the two, and take 10% off the total material price. That's insane. Materials are 50% of the cost of the total project, and we're taking 10% off the material cost during the month of May. Can't be combined with any other offer. This is the May Day giveaway at Solar for America by Peterson Dean. When May ends, so does my deal. And this is an unheard of deal to get solar power, a roof, a battery, or fences. And look, solar power is going to reduce your electric bill. And with the tax credits and all the incentives that we offer here at Solar for America, you're going to be in the money. 888-981-7563. 888-981-7563. Again, 888-981-7563. 888-981-7563. It's the May Days giveaway at Solar for America by Peterson Dean. Call now. CSLB 468-117.
People do not like going to the dentist unless they're going to this dentist. Hello, folks. Michael Olson here with Dr. Guy Peabody. Dr. Guy, whenever I go by your office, I see people with big smiles on their face. What's the secret?
I'm glad you're seeing everybody smiling. You know, we like to make people smile on the inside as well as on the outside.
What do you mean by smiling on the inside, doctor?
Well, we just treat people the way we want to be treated. We befriend our patients. They're not really our patients, they're more our family. We have a good time. We want to provide, obviously, an excellent quality service and stability in our care. But, you know, I'll be working throughout the day and I'll hear laughter down the hallway between my hygienist and her patients, and the front desk. I'll have people chuckling, and people are a little reluctant to kind of head out the door. They're having a really good time.
Call Dr. Guy Peabody for a consultation today and wake up to a beautiful smile tomorrow. 831-457-0343 or visit drpeabody.com.
Music, wonderful music. At 1080 on your dial in Santa Cruz. My well is sinking underwater. And the house I built is flooded now. I said my world is sinking underwater. The house I built is flooded now. drowning in the ocean. Not a paddle. And a shark swimming to hunt me down.
479-1080. Did you hear about the sharks dying off, Kevin? Are you paying attention? Are you awake over there, Kevin? Or are you what's going on with you?
I was just looking at another video. Okay.
479-1080. Big shark die off. Not just you remember a few weeks ago that great white passed away here in Santa Cruz.
That, yeah.
Well, there's a big shark die off in the Bay Area too. Mostly leopard sharks though. They're cute. They're the cute little. They're the kittens of the shark world. Ben, can I say that? The kittens of the shark world. Can I call them that?
No.
The leopard sharks.
You can't say that.
Really?
No.
Why?
Sharks aren't cute.
But these
They'll
ones
bite
are
your foot off.
These ones are only like 2 or 3 feet. 5 feet is as big as they get. They're dying off. They think
and they
it's
would
that,
still eat you if they got a hold of you.
They still think it's that maybe that meningitis or some kind of fungal infection.
Really?
In the brain. The same thing that killed our friend over here, Sharky.
Huh.
Remember the one, the great white that passed away down here on the
you
cliffs?
were in your
I was pretty
feelings
upset
about that guy.
Yeah, but I think I've gotten used to it now because there's hundreds dying, so I'm used to it. I'm over it.
I'm with you, the kitten of the sharks.
The kitten of the sharks, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the kitten of the sharks, the leopard sharks, our good
They're
buddy
adorable.
up there. They are super cute, and they're in trouble, Ben. But we'll get to that. Let's finish up this Highway 17 thing. Some of the solutions that are some of the possible solutions. CHP should hang out there at Vine Hill Road, start handing out tickets.
Well, this was a topic that we got into last Friday about what it's specifically to do about Vine Hill Road.
Slow down. That's what you guys need to do out there. It's rush hour right now. Perfect time to let everybody know you need to slow down before there's another accident right there at southbound 17. Another thing that they've done, they being Caltrans, is they installed a high friction road surface near Laurel Curve. What does that mean?
High friction?
Yeah.
Oh,
is that supposed to slow you down, or what does that mean?
No, probably not. I think what they do is they cut grooves into the blacktop.
That's what I was thinking
sliding.
too. Keep it from slide.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, to give you more control.
So people can't drift around the turn or something?
Yeah.
I guess. You were talking about how people get scared and maybe even intimidated to staying in this fast lane, right, when they're passing. And that's
I know when the first few times I drove 17, I was intimidated.
Yeah, you stay in the lane, right? I mean, if it's a slow lane, fine, or a fast lane.
Yeah, definitely. People, we were talking about this the last hour, the last half hour. People who get into the fast lane and then they're driving like 50 miles an hour, and part of the reason is because they don't want to speed up. The other reason is they're intimidated. They don't want to have to speed up and try and pass and get back into the other lane.
Right. I mean, if you look at them, their knuckles are all white. They got the death grip on that wheel. And, if you're going some of those turns, a lot of those turns, you can't change lanes until you get either through that turn or before you get into that turn. Right in the middle of those turns, you're not changing anything. Mm-hmm. And to do it is crazy. You're going to cause an accident.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So CHP also mentions in this article to brake, to slow down before you go into the turn. Don't do it in the middle of the turn. I mean, holy cow. Who do you want to go?
Well, that's how you do the Tokyo Drift, is you pull the handbrake and...
Oh, my God. Don't do the Tokyo Drift on Highway 17. Slow down before you get into the turns. I don't know. And just leave some space between you and the next guy. And don't turn on the highway onto Vine Hill.
Yeah. Well, don't turn left onto Vine Hill Road. Right. I think that the best solution was something that Wes actually came up with, and I don't understand why other people aren't doing this. It seems to me like, so what he suggested was, instead of what they're doing is they're taking this left turn, cutting across the highway, turning left onto Vine Hill Road, and they have to cross the two oncoming lanes of traffic, and it's very dangerous, and people have to wait a long time. Mm-hmm. What Wes was saying is, if you just keep driving down into Scotts Valley, you can go take the overpass over the freeway, head back up the hill on 17.
But that takes time, Ben.
It takes...
it's going to take you like an extra 10 minutes maybe?
Yeah, 10 minutes if the traffic's bad. Yeah. Less than that, probably. But as far as I'm concerned, you're probably going to spend more than 10 minutes waiting in that lane, just sitting there stopped, waiting to turn left.
Wondering if you're going to get hit.
Yeah, to turn left onto Vine Hill Road, and then you have to take this risk when you could just save some time and the risk of turning left.
Can you imagine that, dude? You're traveling southbound on 17, and you want to turn onto Vine Hill. Not only do you have to worry about getting hit from behind, which is just incredibly nerve-wracking, but then you got to worry about, as you cross that freeway, I mean, you're taking a risk on getting hit twice.
Well, I think
that's ridiculous.
Don't do it. At least you don't have to worry about getting hit from behind anymore, because you just stop traffic. I mean, everything in that fast lane just stops behind you.
The last guy has to worry about getting hit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Speaking of Highway 17, guardrail repairs are beginning. Let's see, Caltrans crews are beginning guardrail repairs along Highway 17 through the Santa Cruz Mountains on Monday. Repairs are expected along Highway 17 throughout the week, with some closures while the work is being done from 9:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. Drivers have voiced their concerns about safety along Highway 17, and CHP is consistently asking drivers to slow down. CHP said because of the construction delays on Highway 17, they are seeing a lot more people speeding. With this in mind, they are adding additional officers to enforce the speed limit. KION's Paul Dudley, by the way, is heading up to the location where Monday's work is being done. He will have more information Monday night. That's tonight. Paul Dudley, KION.
So I wonder if when they're doing these divider repairs, if they won't just throw a divider right up there next to Vine Hill Road.
That's what they should really think about doing that.
I mean, that was another suggestion we had, is just block off that turn right there and don't let anyone go.
There was another road they did that too, a little bit further down from Vine Hill.
I think, didn't they do it at Laurel Curve?
Laurel Curve.
Yeah,
they put a cement block wall up so you can't cross it. It made everyone go up the hill and back down.
And I'm sure the residents on Vine Hill Road wouldn't be too happy about that, but I think it'd probably be worth the safety.
Well, the other one is into Glenwood Cutoff too. You can make a left at Glenwood Cutoff.
479-1080, 218-5726 with your text messages. Also to order your longevity products and get a 30% discount, 30-day money-back guarantee. Get it delivered to your house. Get on auto ship. You can save shipping as well. 218-5726. That's 218-KSEO. 80 leopard sharks have washed up on shore up in the San Francisco Bay Area. Scientists suspect the sharks are being killed by a fatal brain infection linked to a fungus that may have been spread around by the huge amounts of rain California received this year. The historic storms have also reduced the bay's salinity in ways that could have weakened the sharks, which leaves them open to other bad things like
infections,
pesticides and fertilizers, all the crap that surfers have to worry about. The sharks also have to worry about when the salinity is down.
Just because there was so much rain in California and that washed so much stuff into the bay?
It did a double duty on the sharks. It, number one, reduced the salinity, which reduced their immunity. Mm-hmm. It made them susceptible to pollutions. And the pollutions just happened to wash down along with those rains down into the waters.
Now, I mean, I think if I remember correctly about leopard sharks, they're basically the kind of sharks that will eat anything. They will basically eat trash.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
No, they're the kitten of the sea, right, Susan? They eat cat food. What were you telling me, Susan? I can't read your sign language there. It's not very. They're kittens of the sea. They eat. What?
They have pretty small mouths. I'm not sure that they can eat. They can eat a lot of stuff, but they can't eat anything bigger than what they can eat.
Okay. So I guess I was all wrong. I got it all wrong.
I forget. I think it's either leopard sharks or tiger sharks. One of those sharks are known for just eating basically any sort of trash that they come across.
They appear to be stranding themselves, said Joshua Porter, a marine biologist with the East Bay Regional Park District.
Stranding themselves like on the beach?
Yes, stranding themselves.
Well, that's what happened to the great white shark up here.
You know what? It's what's happening all up and down California. If you pay attention to the news stories, this is happening all up and down the coast. And again, I guess it's because of the rains. Number one, reduced the salinity, which made them more susceptible to the diseases and junk that also got washed down by the rain. Leopard sharks, which can grow up to 5 feet long, are the most abundant sharks in San Francisco Bay and are found from Oregon to Mexico. They're not endangered, but the sharks are a key part of the food chain. There are thousands of fungal species out there in the water and soil, says one of the scientists working on the case. It might be very common. It might just be that these leopard sharks are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's also possible that the fungus bloomed during the drought as shallow sloughs, lagoons, and channels stagnated. Yeah, you know what? And further in this article, I remember that a lot of these sharks were stranded in kind of, like the lagoon that we have back here in back of the radio station.
Yeah.
And so one of the things they're going to have to start thinking about is, if this happens regularly, do you let the sharks die off, or do you try to save them? I mean, would you drain the lagoon in order to save the sharks, or do you just let nature take its course?
Let nature take its course.
Right?
That's what the whole thing is about.
Well, they're going to have to deal with it. Hopefully they won't
have to.
Well,
that's an interesting question, because if this is something man-made, right? I mean, if this is because of, I don't know, the rains are washing some sort of human chemical or some human, I don't know what is causing this fungus. Do you still just let nature take its course? I mean, do we let humans basically decimate a shark population if that turns out to be the cause?
479-1080,
Well, I don't know if
DM
that-
at
I mean,
KSCO.com.
If the actual cause, they're saying it is a fungus, but
Mhm.
but is it caused by man-made or not? We don't know, or unless until the biologists take samples and all that.
Yeah, or until they figure out exactly what is causing this. Yeah, absolutely.
The sharks usually would swim to saltier water, but this year's massive storms so dramatically changed the bay chemistry and created strong currents that many sharks may have become disoriented and trapped in the more toxic shallow waters.
Wow. So, I mean, that's definitely sounds like what happened to the great white
Yeah,
shark. I
yeah.
guess what are we calling him? Sharky?
Yeah, Sharky. I think
That
that's
washed
the name.
up right here at Pleasure Point. He sort of swam into the shallow waters. And then even when a lot of brave volunteers, I say they're brave because I definitely wouldn't go down and mess with a great white shark in shallow water.
No, I wouldn't.
They tried to turn him around and send him back swimming out to sea, but he just kept washing himself onto the shore.
Well, usually they do that when they're going to die or anything like that. They just wash themselves up on the shore. The whales do it. The sharks do it.
Speaking of which, did you see that giant sea creature that washed up in Indonesia?
Yeah,
No.
I saw that. Dude, that's a whale. That's
Yes,
a whale.
yeah, that's what they figured out. It's like a sperm whale or something like that. But it was pretty.
It is very
interesting,
baffling, right?
looking.
It is interesting.
Yeah,
looking
people
for
were
sure.
thinking it was a giant squid that washed up.
No, it's a whale. Check it out on our Facebook page. That was on, I believe, on Friday's edition. Also, there's other stories out there. Be sure to check all those stories out on our Facebook page. 479-1080, DM at KSCO.com. Let's take a quick look at traffic. The time is 4:51, Kevin. We start off on Highway 1, southbound speeds, stop and go from Santa Cruz into Aptos. Not much has changed there. Monterey and the Seaside, same thing pretty much. Over in Moss Landing, both directions slow moving as you approach Salinas Road. Let's see what else is going on out there. Highway 101 southbound through Coyote Valley, stop and go, slowing down again in Gilroy. And as you get off of 101, passing, as you get off the 85 connector onto 101, we've got some stop and go traffic there. That's a brief slowdown, though, Kevin. Not a whole lot to worry about there. 475-1080, 218-5726 with your text messages. All right. You ready to go to the next story, Kevin? Let me put you up. There you go.
Okay. Oh, you shut me off.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh, I don't want to cover this. Five people killed in Central Coast crashes over Mother's Day.
Oh no, let's move on. Let's get something better.
Yeah,
that's a
We'll leave
sad
that
story.
one there.
No.
Santa Cruz doctor and nurse arrested in child sex case.
Ooh, really?
I hate covering stuff like this.
Oh man, creepies. Okay, haul them.
Let's get through this as fast as we can,
good.
Kevin.
All right, go. Done.
Put on your clean suit because this is gross, man. You don't want to. Ready?
Yeah.
A Santa Cruz neurosurgeon and nurse were arrested by the Watsonville Police Department on suspicion of sexually abusing children. The neurosurgeon of Santa Cruz, is a respected neurosurgeon at Sutter Maternity and Sutter Center, as well as Dominican Hospital. I'm leaving the names out, by the way, and the ages and all that gnarly stuff. This is just the bare bones. He was arrested Sunday at his house on 4th Avenue and was booked into jail without a chance of bail. A nurse also was arrested May 9th. She's a 42-year-old nurse. She's from Watsonville, being charged with 8 felony counts of sex abuse. A third person was also arrested in connection to the case, but the suspect's name has not been made public. So far, police have not disclosed where the alleged crimes occurred. This investigation is being led by the Watsonville Police Department with the help of the FBI and Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. The doctor was disciplined and sanctioned back in 2006 by the State Medical Board for quality care issues. One of those issues was that he was caught downloading and viewing pornography while at work. This is a neurosurgeon downloading pornography at work.
You didn't get busted back then?
No, he didn't get busted. And a second mark on his record was when he operated on the wrong side of somebody's brain. Maybe because he didn't have an adequate blood supply going to his brain.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
geez.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. I mean, it's bad to make jokes about that, but that's what's happening. And
I thought neurosurgeons were supposed to be smart.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
they are. Yeah,
You're not supposed to be doing that, though. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Lock them up. Throw the key away.
479-1080.
And give them to Bubba.
Can you escape from this downtown business, Santa Cruz business? Ben, Kevin, you go to this business and they will not let you out.
What?
What?
Yes. You got to work your way out. They're not
What
going to
is-
let you just walk out of there.
What is?
Sounds like a pretty good business model.
Yeah, really.
Exit Santa Cruz is the first local entry in the escape room phenomenon. Have you heard about this? Like that laser maze over at the boardwalk? Isn't that what it is? You try to escape from there, and this is more like
I think this is a little
though.
more. Yeah, it's a little more like a puzzle.
Right, it's a little more like a puzzle, which I hate because can you imagine going there with your date, Kevin, and saying, "Oh yeah, hey, I'm Mr. Cool," and then you don't even make it through the first stage. That would be so embarrassing. Steve Cleek and his partner Christy Bird, wow, they're psychologists at UCSC.
Oh no!
Yeah,
so they're gonna use psychological puzzles.
Yes, psychological puzzles. Santa Cruz Exit Santa Cruz consists of 4 themed rooms. Each one is a separate game. Let's see. What
do
are
you
the
only
names
do
of them?
one room at a time, or do you have to escape from all 4?
Okay. I don't know. It's about $30 to play, by the way. Escape from Professor Psycho is one. You're trying to steal the final exam from a psychology professor's office. That's
Wait.
the first.
If you do that, you get an A?
I don't know.
Okay, so Escape from Professor Psycho, that sounds like some sort of horrible situation.
Yeah.
Where some psychotic professor has you trapped, and now he's going to start doing evil experiments on you.
Yeah, I was going to think with a knife or something like that.
Yeah.
Scare the heck out of you.
It turns out that you're the bad guy, right? You're the one who's stealing an exam.
Oh, yeah. Well, it sounds to me like a trap.
The second one is called Swanton's Curse is the name of the second one. You must travel back to the 1930s. That sounds cool.
What are you going to do in the 1930s?
Well,
Go steal the Declaration of Independence?
No, you're going to stop a diabolical ritual of a Cthulhu. Is that how you pronounce that?
I think
Cthulhu?
so.
Susan would know, but she's not paying attention. Cthulhu, I think is what it is. Cult.
Okay.
Stop the diabolical ritual of a Cthulhu cult. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Type it in. Kevin, you have a computator there?
I got a computator.
Cthulhu. The only way I know about this is through South Park. I'm pretty sure he's like an evil monster who's going to come and destroy the world.
How do you spell Cthulhu?
K-T-H-U-L-U. K-T-H-U-L-U. Cthulhu.
Call us up if you know more about
because I don't have time for this stuff. I mean, I'm doing a radio show here.
I'm pretty sure he's like
479-1080. What is Cthulhu?
People who worship him hope he's going to come and destroy the world.
So 4 rooms here in this maze. Oh, I only got 2 more minutes. Escape from Professor Psycho. You're trying to steal the final exam from my psychology professor's office. In Swanton's Curse, you must travel back to the 1930s to stop the diabolical ritual of a Cthulhu cult. In The Hole, you're locked in a prison cell awaiting execution. That sounds cool. And in Murder Mystery, you're trying to solve the killing of a popular college student.
Okay.
The success rates for each game are posted at the front window and blah, blah, blah. But there you go. This business just opened in downtown Santa Cruz. Escape.
That sounds really cool.
Yes. That does sound cool.
Well, $30 a head. Wow, that's expensive.
Is it $30 a head or $30 an
You could probably make a game called Get Out If You Can. And in this game, you could try to escape from a valley just outside of Watsonville that's flooded and see if you can make it out. Because sal si puedes, that's what that means, right? Get out if you can, exit if you can. Yeah. People were stranded there during a major flood. I don't know what year it was, but people were stranded there during a major flood, and that's how it got its name.
Maybe
Sal si
Cthulhu
puedes.
brought it on.
Sal, exit, si puedes. You can do it. Exit, if you can. Exit, you can do it. You can exit. You can try it.
So, Dave, are we going to go do a Flight 1080 one of these? See if we can escape?
I don't know. We should
do
give
a
these
live
guys
broadcast?
a call.
Broadcast from it, yeah.
It sounds cool, but I'm afraid that I would look like a complete moron in there. Because some of those games sound like they're pretty
hard. What? I think you brought up a very good point, and that is if, you took some girl there on your first date or something like. What if you guys couldn't get out, and you and
you start crying?
Yeah,
I can't get out of here.
Or even worse, she's like, okay, that's it. We're not getting out of here. I'm gonna eat you. That's it. I need food. You haven't fed me yet.
Or she has to carry you out of there while you're crying.
Oh, yeah.
Forget that. 479-1080. Suspected pipe bomb shuts down Capitola streets. This happened Saturday. The area of Monterey Avenue and Younger Avenue near Noble Gulch Park.
Blow up Capitola.
It was a suspicious bomb or device that looked like a bomb, but it was not. Capitola police received reports of a suspicious device in the gutter adjacent to Noble Park at the corner of Monterey and Younger at approximately 1:30 p.m. The caller described the device as a metal pipe with caps on the ends, approximately 3 inches long. It turned out to be hollow. No big deal. 479-1080. Flight 1080. Back after CBS News.
CBS News, I'm Pam Coulter. Dangerous and reckless. That's what Democrats are saying about reports that President Trump disclosed classified information on ISIS to Russian diplomats. CBS's Jeff Pegues.
This was information that was highly sensitive information that came from a U.S. partner, and it was so sensitive that it had not yet been shared with U.S. allies, and that's the problem here. And that's why the White House and President Trump will have to answer questions about this, because there are a lot of people on Capitol Hill who are just finding out about this and are concern about what the president may have revealed to the Russians.
A flat denial from National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster.
The story that came out tonight, as reported, is false.
No word on when the court will issue an opinion, but a three-judge panel heard arguments on the revised Trump travel ban today. CBS's Steve Futterman.
During the hearing, many of the questions from the judges focused on whether or not the Trump travel ban is in fact a Muslim ban. Those opposing the ban say it does discriminate against Muslims. But the acting U.S. Solicitor General Jeffrey Wall, arguing for the administration, said it is not a Muslim ban. He said it is focused only on countries that shelter or sponsor Islamic terrorist groups.
North Carolina Republicans aren't giving up, even though the Supreme Court refused to reinstate a controversial voter ID law.
I'm Allison Keyes. The executive director of North Carolina's Republican Party, Dallas Woodhouse, says the decision is disappointing, but
our legislature will take the appropriate action to put voter ID in place.
Woodhouse says some legislative adjustments will have to be made, but the voter ID law will be passed again and become law in North Carolina. He adds that the law is less strict than voter ID laws in other states, such as Wisconsin. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The Trump administration is accusing the Syrian government of killing thousands of prisoners and burning their bodies. CBS's Kylie Atwood.
The State Department says that this crematorium is being used by the Syrian regime in an effort to cover up the mass murders that the regime is carrying out. And they presented this declassified information in the form of 3 photos to reporters today at the State Department. And those photos ranged in dates from 2013 to 2017.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions says the Justice Department will continue to work on behalf of people affected by bias-motivated crimes. That after a Mississippi man was sentenced to 49 years for the hate crime killing of a transgender person. Harper Jean Tobin with the National Center for Transgender Equality.
During the Obama administration, officials from the Justice Department and the White House on many occasions denounced the violence against transgender people. We have not seen that in the Justice Department or the White House this year.
The Dow was up 85 points today. This is CBS News.
A few years ago, my wife and I went shopping for amazing quality luxury bedding we could actually afford. And what did we find? Nothing. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen. Missy and I started Boll & Branch because we want you to be able to afford the best bedding in the world. By cutting out the middlemen and only selling online at bollandbranch.com, our award-winning sheets cost less than half of designer brands and are twice the quality. Every set is crafted from 100% organic cotton. They get softer and softer over time. That's why we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. There's no risk. Try them for 30 nights. If you don't love them, send them back for a full refund. Go to bollandbranch.com today for $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping when you use promo code SLEEP. That's $50 off plus free shipping right now at bollandbranch.com. Promo code SLEEP. bollandbranch.com spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. Promo code SLEEP.
7 people are dead after an early morning fire at an Akron, Ohio home.
Just last year, an arson fire claimed the lives of an Akron couple 2 doors down from Monday morning's deadly fire. Still no cause on Monday's blaze, but state fire official Robert Sharp says they're not ruling anything out at this point.
Taking evidence doesn't necessarily mean that it is or isn't an arson. It's evidence that we need to help us better determine what the cause was.
We do have confirmation, 2 adults, 5 children in the home at the time of the fire. All of them died. That investigation continues. Ryan Lang for CBS News, Akron.
Powers Booth, known for his villainous roles in TV's Deadwood and in movies like Tombstone and The Avengers, has died of natural causes, according to a spokesman. He was 68. Booth won an Emmy in 1980 for his portrayal of the cult leader Jim Jones in a TV movie. In a tweet, actor Beau Bridges called him a dear friend, great actor, devoted father, and husband. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
Wouldn't it be great if you could stop crime before it happens? With the Ring Floodlight Cam, you can. I'm Jamie Siminoff, inventor and founder of Ring. Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated HD security camera that connects right to your phone, so you're alerted when anyone steps onto your property. You can now see, speak, or even sound an alarm right from your phone, anywhere, anytime. Does your floodlight prevent crime? Ours does. Go to ring.com/advantage and save $150 off of a Ring of Security kit. That's ring.com/advantage.
This is Charles Husband. Olivet Nazarene University believes that an education unlocks a person's potential. They believe an educated person has a positive impact on his or her community. They believe that education is not something to be contained, but imparted to the world. They believe in you. Learn more at graduate.olivet.edu. Olivet Nazarene University. From where you are to where you will be.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're listening to AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz, AM 1340 KOMY La Selva Beach, Watsonville. Time is now 5:06. Let's take a quick look at Highway 17. Southbound speeds near the 85 connector, temporarily under 5 miles per hour. That's mainly affecting only those of you getting onto 85. That's a brief slowdown. Highway 17 near Vine Hill Road southbound, looking good for right now. Let's hope it stays that way. Here in Santa Cruz, it's stop and go at 41st Avenue, and it will stay that way into Aptos. Monterey into Seaside, stop and go. Speeds gradually picking up once you make it past the 218 exit. Over in Moss Landing near Struve Road, both directions are under 10 miles per hour, so be ready for that. Your weather forecast for tonight, increasing clouds, lows around 50 degrees. Tomorrow, 20% chance of showers with highs around 65 degrees. What about winds? Let's see. Winds tomorrow, 18 miles per hour. Your Monterey Bay boaters forecast for tonight, west winds 15 to 25 knots, wind waves 3 to 5 feet, west swells 6 to 8 feet at 9 seconds. Back to traffic, 101 southbound, stop and go near the 85 connector, back to the limit shortly after you make it past Metcalf. It will slow down again, though, as you cross over Coyote Creek, 10 miles per hour there, and then again through Gilroy, southbound 101. Near Salinas, northbound 101, slow moving just past Laurel Road, back to the limit near Main Street. If you see something that we should know about, be sure to give us a call at 475-1080. We are going to the newsroom next, where Susan Simon is standing by with your headlines. Let me just take a few minutes or a few seconds to remind you to download the app for your smartphone. The app I'm talking about is KSCO.com. Just search for it in the App Store, KSCO or ZBS Radio. Either one will work just fine. The app will pop up. Download it at no cost. KSCO News Time is 5:08. Here's Susan.
Thanks, Dave. The first of the parts of the new Pfeiffer Canyon Bridge in Big Sur is scheduled to be delivered this week. The new bridges should be open to the public by this coming September. For more information on the project, people can call Caltrans or go online to their website. A study found some Californians are losing their homes and going bankrupt from legal fees imposed by counties if their kids get arrested. Researchers found that more than 50 counties charge fees for detention, probation supervision, electronic monitoring, drug testing, and even representation by a public defender. Report co-author Stephanie Campos-Bui says many kids who get into trouble come from struggling families, so the fees are counterproductive and cause even more family strife.
Santa Clara County ended their fees in January. They were spending over $450,000 in staff and resources and only collected $400,000, so a net loss.
A bill currently before the state legislature, Senate Bill 190, would ban collection of fees in the juvenile justice system across the state. A 23-year-old man was shot and killed Saturday night in Salinas. The just before 11 p.m. incident took place on the 100 block of Paloma Avenue. Anyone with information about the 10:47 p.m. fatal shooting is encouraged to contact the Salinas Police Department. A man was arrested for burglary in Seaside on Friday. The incident took place on the 1200 block of Circle Avenue. Tavia Avila reports. Or at least she will in just a second.
The incident took place on the 1200 block of Circle Avenue. Officers reported that 19-year-old Morgan Gonzalez Gutierrez is accused of kicking in the front door, taking household items, punching the victim, and lighting a fire on the kitchen stove. Police also reported that there had been 5-door kick residential burglaries within 24 hours of the incident on Circle Avenue. Gonzalez Gutierrez was booked into Monterey County Jail and charged with burglary, robbery, and arson. This is Tavia Avila for KSCO Radio News.
3 people died in a crash near Salinas on Saturday. CHP officials say the collision took place shortly before 1 p.m., 2 miles east of Highway 101 on Espinosa Road, when a 61-year-old Salinas woman driving at a high rate of speed crashed her vehicle into a semi-truck while making a left-hand turn. The vehicle then caught fire, and the driver and her 2 33-year-old passengers died at the scene. No other injuries have been reported in connection with that accident. And a Santa Cruz County film producer, Bill Meade, is bringing his latest documentary to Santa Cruz this week. KSCO spoke with Meade about what inspired him to make the documentary, What the Health.
We had the idea of a film that would really dig very deeply into this whole question about what is the best food for humans? What is it that will keep us from getting diseases? What will keep us healthy and vibrant for the rest of their life? So much contradictory information out there. You see a book on Eat That Way and keeps flopping from one side to the other.
Meade went on to say that he believes there must be some underlying truth. The film will be screened on Wednesday, starting at 7 p.m. at the Nickelodeon Theater. That's located at 210 Lincoln Street in Santa Cruz. Tickets can be purchased at the door or online. And the time now 11 minutes after 5 p.m. More local news for you coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Adrian Gonzalez is joining us from De La Colmena. It's good to see you again.
Thanks for having us.
So what's going on new? What's happening at De La Colmena? What do you have to tell us?
Right now we're getting ready for the graduation season. The rains are over, spring is out, the sun is out, everyone having their parties, and graduation just right around the corner.
So what kind of specialties are you guys offering?
Carnitas, our chile verde, our carne asada, tamales, enchiladas, a variety of items.
We've done the same way, right? Because you guys do it right the first time. So
right.
There's no reason to have some kind of fancy thing?
Not at all. We'll keep it old school.
Take advantage of this 2017 graduation special. 8 pounds of carnitas, 1 small tray of beans, 1 small tray of rice, 1 quart of salsa fresca, 3 dozen corn tortillas for only $99. So make your graduation celebration not only a feast, but a fiesta. Put your order in now and check us out at delacomena.catering.com. We cook delicioso, you celebrate happy. And viva the class of 2017 from De La Colmena Market and Catering.
Come enjoy the amazing Redwood Mountain Fair. Music, arts, fun, food, and microbrews. There's something for everyone June 3rd and 4th at beautiful Roaring Camp in Felton. 22 fantastic bands on 2 stages. Arts and crafts, expanded kids zone. Discount tickets and detailed information, links to bands and artists, all available online at redwoodmountainfair.com.
The Off the Lip Radio Show is the world's only live talk show dedicated to both surfing and skateboarding. As we record the surf and skate history in Santa Cruz and beyond, your host Neil Perlberg and co-host Terry Campion ask you to sit back and relax and enjoy the fun we have with our many iconic guests. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on KSCO or watch the live stream on the Surf Channel and catch the podcast on offthelitradio.com or on iTunes and TuneIn Radio.
This portion of Flight 1080 brought to you by the Santa Cruz Sentinel. Read the Sentinel daily, in print or online, and hear the stories discussed here on Flight 1080 and be part of the discussion.
In Santa Cruz and Monterey's AM 1080, KSCO.
Swimming
on to thoughts of grace, knowing this is the only place where I feel at home, and see familiar faces living on, learning lessons to behold, teaching prophecies retold, living open and awake, giving more than I can take, where I feel at home, and see familiar faces living on.
4791080 there. That's for that guy who called. Kevin, can you believe somebody called and said, hey, why is Dave always playing that electronic music? He's lazy. He doesn't want to do nothing and listen to music.
The electronic music is your style of music.
Yeah, I like it.
So it's your show. You can play anything you want.
Sure, I can play whatever I want. Like
That's
right now,
right.
I'm playing Sweet Jam. Familiar Faces is the name of this song. Sweet Jam, another local artist. And again, if you're a local artist or a local musician, a local band, you want to hear your music played on the radio, send it in to 2300 Portola Drive. Send an MP3 to dm@ksdo.com. Just make sure we get your music and we'll use it. You can even send it to us on Facebook. I believe I got some music that way too. All right, Kevin. Do you go shooting? Do you go
Yes,
shooting
I do.
guns a lot?
Oh, yes, I do.
Really? A lot? Do you go shooting indoors?
I shoot indoors and I do shoot out.
You probably got lead poisoning, Kevin.
What?
Yes. I don't want to freak you out, but you probably got lead poisoning. You should probably leave right now and go to the doctor.
Oh no. Well, I can understand that indoors, especially because
Why?
Well, because there's very poor air circulation.
Visiting a shooting range is not without risk, Kevin, and we're not talking about deadly accidents. Lead dust discharged by firearms is a leading cause of lead poisoning outside the workplace. The leading cause of lead poisoning outside the workplace.
Yeah.
What kind of place are you working that has lead?
Oh, in our industry, there's always a lot of lead.
Really?
Mm-hmm. We're getting away from it, but there's still a lot out there.
Oh, okay. Number one, the leading cause of lead poisoning outside the workplace. The Seattle Times reported in a lengthy investigation.
That's interesting, because I would think that going to a shooting range where people are firing off metal bullets, that makes sense that you get lead poisoning from that.
Right.
Just going to work?
Right.
Yeah, depending on your what type of work you do. Yeah. If there's a lot of lead in your business that you do, yeah, you can get lead.
What kind of lead? I mean, what kind of business?
Yeah, if you're like Vincent Van Gogh and you're eating your lead paint.
Yeah, I mean, who works with lead? I mean, what kind of occupation deals with lead that we don't know about? I mean,
so in our older days, and we still have it in our system, the electrical cable was lead coated. It had a lead shield on the outside of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Very very heavy cable. When I started the company back in the mid '80s, we were pulling a lot of it out of downtown San Jose.
And just by being in contact with the lead cable, that's enough to give you lead poisoning?
Well, that and dust.
Yeah, because I would think that there'd be tons of like lead dust floating around the air in shooting ranges. I guess it just doesn't make sense that there'd be tons of lead dust floating around the workplace.
Well, that's not maybe lead. If like, okay, for example, if we had to go work on that cable or pull that cable out of the ground,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna stir up the dust and also asbestos and things like that. So workplace hazards and something like that in construction is very dangerous.
Yeah, see, electrical work, roofing, siding, sheet metal work.
Yep.
Fabricated plate work. I don't know boiler shops.
Oh yeah.
Plating and polishing, metal coating, motor vehicle parts, shipbuilding and repairing, railroad equipment, silverware, telephone communications.
Polishing, that definitely makes sense because you're well, yeah. I mean, you're chipping off little pieces of metal, aren't you?
Well, even if you're touching lead with your bare hands, you're absorbing it through your skin.
All right. Let's see. Every time a gun is fired, The air is filled with lead-based dust particles.
That makes sense.
The dust hangs in the air and collects on clothing, creating a hazard to anyone who comes in contact with it. Really? I mean, is it that? I mean, is
I
it
would have
that big
thought
of
that
a
you
problem?
just breathe it in, and that would be the worst of it. But the problem is that it collects on your clothing.
Yeah, and then you take it home and.
Well, I can see it more in an indoor range than an outdoor range, because outdoor range you got more open air.
Yeah,
and
you got more circulation.
Indoor range you don't as much.
Oh, look at this. 1.2 million law enforcement officials risk exposure as part of their weapons training requirements. As many as 60,000 Americans work in shooting ranges. 34 million Americans target shoot. But
So-
again, the main danger is indoors.
Are people going to have to
shooting
start wearing masks when they go to these?
I thought they were going to
ranges?
start moving to metal-tipped bullets instead of lead-tipped bullets, Kevin. And I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but I thought they were going to stop using lead. Right, because it's posing a danger to wildlife, right?
Yeah, they're going to go to steel, but the problem with steel is not that accurate, and lead does a better job.
Lead tire weights 2185726.
Oh, yeah.
But even they're being phased out. That was from one of our
Oh,
listeners.
really?
There. Yeah.
Oh, wow. 'Cause I got tons of lead at home for
Really?
tire weights.
Really?
Yeah.
Fishing weights too. I know that's
I think they're going to I think they're going to get rid of those, because that's very common. Like when you go out in the ocean fishing, they got those big 2-pound lead balls they use,
Right.
and when the fish goes on, it drops the ball to the bottom, on the bottom ocean floor.
Really? You just leave it there?
They just leave it there. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to swim down there and pick it up.
Well, I mean, that's a horrible device. That's terrible.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. Yeah.
All right. 479-1080, back to Watsonville. 3 boys robbed a Watsonville 7-Eleven clerk at gunpoint, stole multiple cases of beer and cash, and ran from the store Saturday morning, police say. The boys remain at large Saturday afternoon after the robbery on the 1400 block of Freedom Boulevard. 1400 block of Freedom Boulevard.
7-Eleven?
Which 7-Eleven is that? That must be the one right there by the Burger Queen and the, right? Because they turned that one into 7-Eleven there.
Oh, did they turn that to 7-Eleven?
Yeah, right across from the the cemetery there.
Okay, all right, I know which one you're talking about.
The investigation revealed that one of the boys wore a maroon sweatshirt, dark pants, and black hair. Another wore a red sweatshirt, blue pants, and gray hat. The other boy read something. One of the boys pointed a black revolver at the store clerk and demanded money. Police did not disclose the amount of money taken. The boys were last seen running through the parking lot towards Crestview Drive. The clerk was not hurt. No shots were fired. Pfeiffer Canyon Bridge in Big Sur is to reopen September 2017. That's good news if you live out in that area. Caltrans gave itself an estimated due date for completing the construction of Pfeiffer Canyon Bridge along Highway 1. Again,
That's impressive.
September 2017.
They're going to
That's
rebuild
fast.
that whole bridge by September.
$24 million is what this project is going to cost.
Makes you sort of optimistic about SoCal San Jose Road. I mean, if they can rebuild a whole bridge
Well, they
over
did.
a summer.
They rebuilt Highway 1 when they lost the bridge after the 89 earthquake. They had it done in 30 days, 30 or 60 days.
Wow. I remember that too, man. Those
Yeah.
support beams just went right through the freeway, just poking
yeah.
right out the road. That
Yeah.
was way cool. I was crossing over the slough there. Yeah, that was way cool. On Tuesday, May 16th, Caltrans will begin. That's tomorrow. Caltrans will begin the process of delivering construction equipment and materials to the site of the demolished bridge via the Nacimiento-Ferguson Road from Highway 101, so be ready for traffic delays out
Do you remember that video of them trying to destroy the bridge?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They had like a giant wrecking ball out there, except for some reason, I think it was like an equipment malfunction or something like that. They could only get it to fall onto the bridge with about the force of it falling about a foot. So it was just like the saddest little thing. It's just here's this little ball like clinking down a little bit, maybe knocking off a chip of the bridge.
That was so ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Let's see. Lunch hour tours of Santa Cruz construction sites are being offered.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's fairly interesting. The city of Santa Cruz is offering tours of current construction sites in celebration of the National Public Works Week. These tours are free of charge. They'll be held Monday, May 22nd through Thursday, May 25th. So that will be next week. From 12:15 to 12:45. On Monday, May 22nd, the community is invited to meet senior civil engineer Steve Wolfman for a tour of the East.
Cool name.
Yeah, it is.
Wolfman.
For a tour of the East Cliff Drive sidewalk sewer relocation. That's Monday.
Oh, that's the sort of emergency repairs
Right.
they're doing on the cliff face there?
Right. That will be Monday, The tour group will meet in front of the Natural History Museum on East Cliff Drive. Tuesday, Associate Engineer Nathan Nagayan will provide a tour of the Branciforte the Branciforte Bicycle Pedestrian Bridge Project. That'll be Tuesday. Associate Engineer Ricardo Valdez will explain project details and answer questions about the Measure H Overlay Street Paving Project. That will be Wednesday. And finally, Thursday, a tour of the East Side Alley Sewer Project is offered. Again, Steve Wolfman will lead the tour and answer questions.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you got nothing better to do next week, that would be a pretty cool thing to check out.
Sure, go check out the sewer relocation plan.
Sidewalk
relocation.
relocation.
That sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun, yeah.
Border Agency says it has picked its finalists to design the wall. The federal government said Friday that it has settled on finalists to design President Donald Trump's proposed border wall with Mexico, but it will not identify them yet. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said
Sounds
it will
like they're
notify...
doing it like a game show.
Yeah, really.
It will notify finalists over the next several days.
If you have been chosen to build the wall, please come forward and take your rows.
It won't say how many the federal government has settled on. Let's see. It has said previously that it would pick up to 20 contracts expected to be valued between $200,000 and $500,000. There's a bunch of typos in this damn thing. An agency document released last month by Senate Democrats said authorities plan to select winners by June 14th to build prototypes in San Diego on a short stretch of land near the Otay Mesa border crossing with Mexico. It picked San Diego partly because the land is federally owned, and to compare the prototypes to existing fencing nearby that was breached 800 times in a single year. So they have some contestants. They're going to go out there and build a prototype fence next to one that failed miserably, that was crossed over 800 times. They're going to build a prototype to see how well it holds up there.
800 times in a single year?
Yes.
Wow.
That's shabby construction there, I would say.
It's over 2 a day.
What do they do, build a ladder? Right? I mean, holy cow. And by the way, that
build
wall,
a little door in it.
The wall has to look aesthetically pleasing from our side, and it has to be able to withstand an attack for an hour. So an attack means, chipping away with a jackhammer or whatever. It has to be able to withstand an hour's worth of deconstruction.
We just need those control towers, up above where you got, some machine guns.
I guess. I don't know. But it should be able to withstand an hour worth of constant battering and attempts
like someone's going to come up to the wall and just try and chip away for it at an hour and then
Disappear.
give up?
Yes, I guess. And it's got to be between 18 and 25 feet tall and impossible to climb without the help of others. Those are the requirements, or some of the requirements listed there.
What about the help of a ladder?
I don't know. I don't know, Ben. Again, I don't get paid to decide these things. Microsoft blames the government for cyber attack. We move on to national headlines.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty interesting.
This happened over the weekend, right? There was a big major attack.
No, this happened
cyber attack.
On Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Cyber attack.
So it's been stopped for right now. At 2.0, though, it looks like it's...
Yeah,
they're worried about a 2.0 being released.
I saw some headlines that were warning that it was going to come again and hit this Monday. Obviously, that hasn't happened, though.
Oh, good. Let's see. The equivalent scenario with conventional weapons would be that the U.S. military is having some kind of its Tomahawk missiles stolen. Now, this is what...
this is Microsoft.
Oh, that's right. This is a story right here. So Microsoft is saying you can blame this attack on the CIA, right?
I think the NSA.
The NSA.
Yeah. But yeah, basically they're blaming it on government organizations, government agencies for basically hoarding these hacking tools.
I don't know what you mean by that, dude. You told me that before, and I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
So basically...
Is this what Snowden was talking about?
No.
That they had a bunch of spying tools?
No, I don't think this was specifically what Snowden was talking about, but he was talking about the NSA.
Okay.
What Snowden was talking about, the NSA's surveillance program. This specifically, so the cyber attack that happened on Friday, it was I forget exactly what it's called.
Something Cry, right? WannaCry?
Yeah, that's the name of it. But basically, what it does is it encrypts your computer, your software, or whatever. I think one of the big targets that it targeted was the British healthcare system. And basically, it encrypted that entire data system, the entire system. And they basically said, look, if you want your system back, if you want us to unencrypt this information, then you have to pay a ransom. It's a ransomware attack.
Yeah.
And basically, the way that they figured out how to do this to encrypt the people's software was because they hacked into the NSA and found these tools that the NSA had created.
Oh, okay.
So the NSA had left their bag of tools laying around, and somebody hacked in there, stole them, and used them to hack into everybody else's
Yeah, and
computers.
now Microsoft is basically saying this is basically the equivalent of if a terrorist organization had stolen a missile from the U.S. government and had used it to attack people. Because the government has these weapons, these hacking tools, and they're just sitting on them, it's a liability that they'll get stolen and used against us.
Right, because the government has all the rights to hack in backdoors of all software companies.
Yeah,
and
that's what
hardware.
they want.
Yeah.
And the companies don't want that.
479-1080, you're listening to Flight 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz. We're going to break for CBS News. Is Ben joining us tonight, Kevin? No? Yes, we don't know?
No, Ben is traveling tonight, so he will not be joining us.
Well, darn it. We'll make up something. KSCO Santa Cruz.
Schiff, ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, says reports that President Trump shared intelligence on ISIS with Russian officials is deeply disturbing. Reports say Mr. Trump disclosed sensitive information during an Oval Office meeting last week. CBS's Jeff Pegues.
So often, U.S. intelligence officials are guarded in what they say because there are consequences. If you reveal the wrong thing, you could put someone's life in danger, and so they are very sensitive to that, and that's why this becomes a big deal.
National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster said the story is false.
At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed, and the president did not disclose any military operations that were not already publicly known.
Republican Senator Bob Corker, chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, said the White House is in a downward spiral and has to do something to bring itself under control and order. CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
You're listening to AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz. The time is 5:32. Headlines are up next. Here's Susan Simon.
Thanks, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Two local groups have teamed up to help raise money for local coastal protection. Caffeinate for the Coast is scheduled to be held this coming Saturday in Santa Cruz. The open house is being held by Alta Organic Coffee and Tea Company and Save Our Shores. They'll have their new blend of coffee on hand. It's called Save Our Shores Ocean Blend. The event is slated to be held from 9 a.m. till noon at Alta Organic Coffee and Tea Company, which is located out on the 2700 block of Mission Street Extension in Santa Cruz. A Salinas man convicted of DUI has been sentenced to prison. 29-year-old Felix Gutierrez was found guilty of driving under the influence and causing great bodily harm in connection with a crash that took place on San Miguel Canyon Road. Gutierrez had his two children in the van when he crossed the double yellow lines and collided with two vehicles, both containing children. 7 people ended up being injured in that crash. Gutierrez will have to serve at least 85% of his 4-year and 4-month prison sentence. And traffic was delayed on Reservation Road in Marina on Friday. The traffic was due to a partial road closure after an accident in the afternoon. Officials say that a driver lost control of a vehicle, left the roadway, ending up on top of another vehicle in a bank parking lot. At this time, no injuries or arrests have been reported in connection with that accident. The cause of that accident remains under investigation. And nearly 1,500 people took part in the Human Race fundraising event that happened on Saturday. The annual event has been the largest fundraiser in Santa Cruz County for nearly 30 years now, and this year, 130 nonprofits collaborated in the campaign. The event had raised $310,000 as of Saturday afternoon. They're hoping to meet a $400,000 goal with online donations by the May 31st deadline. For more information, people can go online to scvolunteercenter.org. Time now 34 minutes after 5 p.m. More local news for you coming up at the top of the hour. For KSCO, I'm Susan Simon.
Thank you, Susan. KSCO drive time is now 5:34. Let's take a quick look at your traffic and weather. Let's start off with your weather forecast tonight. We are expecting increasing clouds, lows around 50 degrees. Tomorrow, 20% chance of showers with daytime highs in the mid-60s. Your boaters forecast for tonight includes a small craft advisory, west winds 15 to 25 knots, wind waves 3 to 5 feet, and west swells 6 to 8 feet at 9 seconds. The time is now 5:35. We move on to traffic. Highway 1 in Santa Cruz, slow moving. Stop and go from the Fishhook into Aptos for the most part. That's pretty accurate. Monterey into Seaside, 10 miles per hour tops, probably closer to 5 miles per hour. Highway 1, both directions, same speed between Salinas Road and the Moss Landing Harbor. 101 southbound crossing over Coyote Creek, 10 miles per hour, slowing down again in Gilroy. Those of you getting off the 85 connector onto 101 expect stop-and-go traffic to clear up at Metcalf Road. The time is now 5:35. You're listening to Flight 1080. We'll be right back.
Work in parks this summer. Friends of Santa Cruz State Parks is hiring visitor service aides to staff entrance kiosks at state parks in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Learn more and apply online at that'smypark.org. This seasonal job offers both full and part-time positions at Big Basin Redwoods, Henry Cowell Redwoods, Castle Rock, and Portola Redwoods. Learn more and apply at that'smypark.org.
For the last 60 years, Coast Paper and Supply has been serving locals and businesses for all their cleaning and paper supply needs. With an 1,800 square foot showroom and nearly 5,000 products, you'll find everything you're looking for in the way of janitorial supplies, retail and industrial packaging, and disposable food service products for business or home. Not to mention their huge selection of boxes and shipping supplies. Their family-owned and operated business is located at 151 Josephine on River Street in Santa Cruz. Call 831-423-3350 or visit coastpapersupplyinc.com. A proud member of Think Local First.
Democrats are out there celebrating. The headline, what is it, the Washington Post today, Democrats confident they can block Trump's agenda after spending bill win. They think now they can stop Trump's agenda for the next 3.5 years.
Rush Limbaugh.
The losers of the 2016 election are celebrating. I mean, they're having a grand old time. They can't win elections, but what does it matter? What does it matter?
Rush Limbaugh, 9 to noon, weekdays, right here on KSCO.
Billy, I need a co-host.
And you're looking at me?
I'm looking at Luigi.
Oh, Luigi, the computer guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Hey,
Luigi, you want to be my co-host?
You mean like on the radio?
Yes, on the radio.
Heck yeah, dude, I'll be on the radio with you. That sounds awesome.
When you do the show on the air, are you going to do it with more than one microphone? Because the noise when you swing it back and forth is kind of annoying.
Squeaky's fine.
All right. When's the show start?
It's going to be Wednesdays from 7 to 8.
KSCO.com.
Don't miss it.
KSCO plays the music, those favorites of yours. Good music is now the thing. The big band sound must have its fling. And here's the way to end those daily chores. Just listen to this favorite music of yours. Everyone likes music, sweet melodious music. KSCO plays it just for you.
475-1080, 479-1080 would be a better number if you want to get on the air. 218-5726. Damn, that kid's ugly. That wouldn't be a very nice thing to say, would it?
No, that's
Kevin?
not. That's not nice. Come on.
It would be very weak, very mean to say. You know, those two kids, your two kids right there. Those two are ugly, pretty, but that other one is ugly.
No, that's cruel.
Damn. One needs to put that guy back where he came from until he's done.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be a mean thing to say. It would also be. I mean, is it kind of the same thing, Ben, to say that? Out of all the songs that Duke Newman has, I mean, I love that song right there that I just played. I love the way that song opens up. I mean, that is cool. But I feel like I'm telling him that these are his kids, and I feel like I'm telling him that his other kids are ugly.
Huh?
Yeah. Check this out. That's cool, man. That's cool. Right, but if I tell Duke Newman, hey, I like that song the best, I mean, am I telling him that his other songs are ugly? Like, I mean, that's like telling somebody that, hey, that kid's cute, but your other kids are ugly. Get rid of those. And I mean, isn't that kind of the way people treat their music? This is his baby, right? And the other songs are his babies. And
So,
if I say this one is the best, I'm kind of saying the other ones are ugly.
So if you were talking to
that's different.
If you were talking to another parent and you know you're talking about Mariah, your daughter, and she was like,
Right.
oh yeah, Mariah, she's such a beautiful little girl.
Right.
Would you then assume that that person, by saying that Mariah is beautiful,
is blind,
is also saying that Mikey's ugly?
What? But no. But if they go, you know, out of all your kids, I like that one the best. Then yeah, right? Because that, if I say to Duke Newman, I say, hey, dude, I love your music, but that song right there is the best of the best of the best. And you say, well, what about my other songs? Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I could dig them up here.
Oh, what was that? The
What about the Grind or the Bounce or Moneymaker or the Walker or You're
the
So
Walker?
Weak?
That's the one I'm thinking of.
You know, You're So Weak.
You're So Weak.
You're So Weak is a great song, dude. Check this.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I
here
like
we go.
that.
Here we go. We haven't used this stuff for a long time. That's Duke Newman there. The album, is it Music City? I believe the album is called Music City. I think he has another album coming out too pretty soon, so we'll keep you informed on that. That's Duke Newman. Okay, you guys, here, go to our Facebook page and you're going to find another family that was kicked off an airplane. This time, I mean, what do you do, Ben? What do you do, Kevin? These guys wanted to bring a birthday cake on the plane, and they stashed it in, like where they keep emergency tools, right? They were hiding it someplace where it shouldn't have been hidden.
Why were they hiding it?
I don't think they had to hide it.
They were hiding it. They didn't have to, but they were. That's why the airline came out and said, hey, you have to get that cake out of there. It's just a birthday cake. What's the big deal?
Well, I think the issue was where they put it.
Right.
The issue wasn't that they had a cake on the plane.
Right, the issue is where they put it, right.
They went through
They went through security.
Yeah, they went through security. They got onto the plane. They handed in their boarding passes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And no one had a problem with the cake then. I think it was because they put it in like an emergency compartment or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So what, did they take out the life vest and put in a cake? I mean, come on. What do you expect? Listen, this is a lesson that you should learn. And
they threw out some parachutes and put the cake there instead.
And again, everybody was polite, right?
Yeah, that's the one thing. Again, you can see this video. It's on our Facebook page. You can watch the interaction between this police officer and this family. The police officer, my goodness, I wish that every police officer I dealt with was this well-mannered and respectful.
Because you had the little boy there, right? And his little boy's freaking out. Oh, he's
yeah,
going to beat my daddy.
There's a little
he's
boy
going
and
to
a
tase my
little
daddy
girl.
or whatever. I don't know what the kid's thinking. I mean, who knows after seeing
Well,
everything?
he was
freaked out.
He was freaked out, right?
Yeah.
But listen, I don't know when you guys are going to get it. Getting on a plane is no joke. That's
No, it's not.
That is no
No.
place to go and play your stupid games. That's no place to go and celebrate your birthday. You're putting other people's plans and days and who knows their weddings. Who knows what they have planned? But you're putting it all in jeopardy because you want to play a game. Listen, the airplane is not a place to do that. You idiot! What? Oh, I just can't believe it. I can't believe. And then they're surprised that everybody has to be kicked off the plane temporarily. Yeah, you know what, dude? You blew it. You're a stupid
Well, not
idiot.
only did everyone, because of this cake being put in the wrong
A cake.
compartment, everyone had to be taken off the plane.
Right.
Everyone.
Deplaned is what they call
Everyone had to be taken off the plane. And the family that had brought the cake had to be rebooked. And again, they were flying, I think it was from New York to Las Vegas. They were celebrating, I think it was the mother's birthday.
Yeah.
And yeah, they wanted to bring a cake along with them.
Yeah,
But why? I mean, that's the question. Why would you bring a cake? If you're going to Vegas, you can get a lot of excellent cakes in Vegas.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so Ben, do you think they did this on purpose to maybe try to become the next hot sensation to get a settlement out of United, or which airline were they flying? Whatever airline.
This was Blue Jet or
Oh,
something.
JetBlue.
JetBlue. No, I'm not that cynical. I don't.
I think some people
are
like
actually
this,
like that.
In a sense, for them, they like to bake their own cake because they might make a special cake or something. But everybody carries food on the plane all the time anyway. It's just they put it in the wrong compartment.
I mean, do you hear how ridiculous we sound talking about a cake on an airplane, and just how stupid this is that this even caused this big ruckus? But the stupid part is the man who brought the cake on. What the hell are you thinking? When will people get that this is not the place to play games? They're not playing games on airplanes, you guys. I mean, we got the security, national security, or whoever it is, worried about laptops exploding in the air. I mean, these guys have serious problems, and you, Joe Butthead, is going to bring a cake on.
But okay, so it had to go through the X-ray machine.
Yeah.
And the TSA didn't do anything about it.
No, it's a cake.
It's a cake.
It's not dangerous.
Okay, so
but
not
if you take
dangerous.
the cake and you throw it in the pilot's face, now you got a problem. I mean,
they didn't do that though.
No, they didn't.
No.
But there's always a potential. I wouldn't allow cakes.
But the only thing is that
no cakes.
They
But
just
they
put
did
it in
allow
the
the
wrong
cake.
compartment. That's all.
You don't
they
allow
did.
cakes on the plane, Ben. Don't you know that?
But they allowed the cake.
But you're not supposed to.
Where does it say you're not allowed to carry a cake? Oh, come on. People bring wine, stuff back, chocolates and things.
Yeah, but a
like
wine
that.
bottle is not going to go flying around the cabin and just get everything dirty like a cake will.
Well, if it's in a cake carrier.
What if you open the bottle of wine and spill it? You could make just as much of a mess. And either way, I don't think that that's grounds for rebooking people and kicking everyone off the flight. I think there's sort of two ridiculous points to this story. The one ridiculous point is, like Kevin pointed out, why did they have to fly a cake across the country?
Right.
I mean,
and why did they take out emergency equipment and stash the cake in that? I mean, that's.
I think that's.
Well, I don't know that that happened.
Well,
that they took out emergency
well,
equipment and just threw it on the.
But they threw it in some kind of emergency panel,
Yeah,
right?
the issue was where they were trying to store the cake. And I think JetBlue's version of the story is that they initially refused to move the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the family is saying no, we totally complied with everything they asked. But yeah, I think the one sort of ridiculous part of the story is that the fact that they had to have this cake from New York and then fly it to Las Vegas to celebrate. I mean, why not just throw out the cake and get a new one? It's just a cake.
Yeah.
The other part is the overreaction from the airline company. I mean, just because this cake was being stored in a compartment that they didn't want or something like that, they had to take everyone off the plane and then they had to rebook the family.
Well,
it's an overreaction.
Yeah, well, it is
okay,
overreaction.
that part is an overreaction.
I mean, lately,
All right,
it's
I'll give
been
you
all
that.
these different airlines of different things of showing people getting dragged off the plane and it's kind of been like ridiculous what's going on.
Yeah, people should know better than to try. I mean, don't try anything like. What are you guys doing? That's just.
Well, yeah.
I think they're just doing normal human behavior. I mean, people they wanted to celebrate her birthday. They thought it'd be a good idea to bring a cake along.
They thought that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
this would be a good idea. Let's bring a cake along on the plane.
Well,
sounds like a good. That's a horrible idea.
Why?
They thought it would be a cute idea because they could celebrate their birthday up in the air, or whatever. That's not the place. The airplane is not the place to do that kind of stuff.
Why not? You can't eat on an airplane?
You can, I guess. I guess you can, but it's not the place to bring a birthday cake and do whatever. I don't know what they were thinking. No.
I mean, you're allowed to drink on an airplane. They serve alcohol.
Okay, fine. You can have the cake.
I don't understand.
I'm not gonna fight for a cake.
Yeah, I don't understand why you think that it's so serious on airlines. I mean, most people who are
I don't
traveling,
think it is. I know it is, and it's not because of. I think it's just overreaction. But it is not the place to play your games. It's not the place to bring a wooden gun. It's not the place to bring a birthday cake. It is not the place to bring anything on that's going to make life more difficult.
Well, I would say that a wooden gun and a birthday cake are very different.
They're very different. Yes, but
and I would once you make it.
I hate when I don't like being put on the spot like that. Okay.
Well, I think yes, I think you're absolutely right to a certain extent. It is serious, and that's what TSA is for. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to go through security.
Right.
But once you get through security and they've figured out that there's nothing wrong with you or that you don't have anything on you that could be dangerous, why not eat your birthday cake on a plane?
How big was this cake, anyways? I mean, I can't imagine anybody
I
getting
don't know. Maybe
with a cake.
Probably 10 or 12 inch diameter.
Yeah, I don't know how big it was.
479-1080. Jeff You're in the air.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Jeff from Santa Cruz.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, you know, in Vegas, they got cakes that beautiful women pop out of and stuff, you know. The cakes could be anywhere. But, you know, I did some time down there in Louisiana, and my mama, she'd always send me a cake, and a file was in it, and, you know, a hacksaw and all that. She wanted me to get out of that prison stuff. Hey, you know why Texas ain't fell in the ocean yet?
Why?
You guys know. Oklahoma sucks.
You heard that one, Jeff. Thank you for your call. 4791080. All right.
So his mom baked cakes with a file in them like a 1920s movie.
Yeah.
The reward for information leading to some dirtbag shot a rare white wolf found inside Yellowstone Park rose to $10,000 on Friday. $5,000 is coming from, I guess, from an advocacy group, and the other is coming from officials, the other $5,000, totaling $10,000. Yellowstone officials had to euthanize the severely injured wolf after hikers found the animal suffering in the northern part of the park. 12 years old was this wolf.
What if they did it out of self-defense?
That's
a wolf after all.
A wolf? I don't think wolves attack in the singular.
No, I don't think they do.
I don't think a single wolf will attack.
If it was desperate enough, it could.
No, I was wondering if it's adjacent ranch land and he was attacking the cattle and so on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And maybe he hunted them down.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's most common for wolves to hunt in packs, but maybe this was a situation where some people were hiking along and unknowingly they sort of cornered a wolf and the wolf felt threatened and then it attacked them and then they defended themselves.
The president of Wolves of the Rockies, Mark Cook, suspects that the wolf's killer was someone angry about the reintroduction of wolves to the park.
What was that Santa Cruz engineer that his name earlier? Steve Wolfman?
Oh, yeah, Wolfman,
he should be part of this organization.
Let's see. He says that it might be due to people angry about the reintroduction of wolves to the park. People take matters into their own hands and feel they are above the law, he says. Another motive might be that they were attacking somebody's livestock.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you could rule that out. It is. I know it's a rare wolf and it's a tragedy that it was killed, but again, it's a predator. It could attack humans. It could kill humans.
Yep.
You never know that someone didn't do that out of self-defense. Although,
am I obviously I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not a rancher, but so what if it kills your livestock?
Okay, so that's taking money out of your pocket. If it kills your livestock,
not out of my pocket because I don't raise the livestock.
Well, okay. So say someone stole, a truckload of Longevity products. That's money out of your pocket.
What if a wolf killed a bunch of Longevity products?
All right.
And ate it.
Okay, all right.
That's the point. That's what we're getting at.
Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. Yeah, it is their land, and they have just as much a right to exist as you do.
What? It's their land? I don't see their name on it.
Boy, I don't know. Where are you guys at? 479-1080. Help me out here.
If it was shot in the park, now I can understand that. Then
it was shot in the park. Yeah, it was shot in the leg actually, but inside the park.
All right. Was it inside the park or was shot outside the park and he limped inside of the park?
I don't know.
Okay, so there's fine lines right there.
Well, you still shouldn't be shooting wolves anyways. I mean, I can think of very few reasons that would be worth.
If they have a predator
I can think
permit,
of one really
can.
good reason.
What?
It's coming for you.
Yeah, that's a good one too. You know, I have to say that if it was attacking my cat, because I'll sit here and say, "Oh, who cares if it's attacking your livestock?" But if it's attacking my cat or my dog, I would shoot it.
Or your shipment of Longevity.
Or my shipment of Longevity products. Yes, I would probably.
Or if it's attacking your daughter,
shoot it. Well, yeah, of course that goes without saying. Attacking humans, but I'm talking about animals. Attacking livestock.
Mariah can defend herself.
Or chickens or whatever it happens to be killing. But if it was my chickens or my cat or I would do the same thing. Miss USA says, let's see, she's from D.C.
Mm-hmm.
She says that healthcare is a privilege.
Yeah, it's a privilege.
She won Sunday proclaiming, "I love science." After her win, a shout-out to both her own job as a nuclear scientist, and the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and as encouragement to kids considering similar careers. One thing she apparently does not have, however, guaranteed health care for all. based on one of her answers to a pageant question that's now gaining steam online. CNN reports that her answer came when she was asked whether she felt affordable health care for all U.S. citizens is a right or a privilege, to which she replied, it is definitely a privilege. As a government employee, I'm guaranteed health care, and I see firsthand that for one to have health care, you have to have jobs. What?
She's basically saying if
you have to have a
want-
job to get
yeah.
health care.
That's not true.
Well, that's how she feels it should be.
All right, she says. Well, I don't know what else to say about that. She's a nuclear chemist that works for the U.S. NRC, but is somehow uneducated because you don't like her answers.
Well, obviously she should be stripped of her title because she doesn't feel...
What do you think, Kevin? Is healthcare a privilege or a right? 479-1080, by the way. Should it be a privilege or a right?
I think
that's a tough one, right?
That's a tough one.
I mean,
because I think on healthcare wise,
what's the difference between a privilege and a right, Ben? If healthcare is a privilege, what's the difference between those two statements? Healthcare is a privilege and healthcare is a right. What is the
healthcare
difference?
is a right? Isn't that means you
everybody should have it, right?
Is that
well? The difference between a privilege and a right is that a privilege I guess you earn or you're given a privilege, so not everyone else. You could absolutely take away a privilege, whereas a right, that's guaranteed. Everyone gets that. I mean,
you cannot take away a right.
Like you have the right to free speech. Everyone has the right to not be persecuted for the things they say, as opposed to a privilege of free speech. That would mean that just some people wouldn't be arrested or persecuted.
So how would
for
that
the things
relate
they
to
say.
healthcare being a
healthcare,
a right or a privilege? How did that
If
work?
healthcare was a right, that would be something like universal healthcare, where everyone is guaranteed. You have healthcare, no matter what. Even if you don't have any money, you do have healthcare. Whereas a privilege, that'd be like what she's talking about, where if you have a job or if you can afford healthcare, then you can have healthcare.
Is that what she said, though?
Well, she's saying
I think basically.
I think she's saying that you have it's a privilege.
As a government employee, I am granted health care, and I see firsthand that for one to have health care, you have to have jobs.
Well, that's
So I guess
is she a nuclear scientist? I mean, what? That doesn't even make sense, does it?
Yeah, if you think about it, she's basically saying, oh, the way it is for me is the way it is for everyone.
Right.
This is my experiences, and therefore everyone else must have the same experiences as me.
Right. That's bizarre. All right. Okay. There you go. 479-1080 DM at ksco.com.
Well,
but I think
it
does bring up an interesting question.
Well, it does. I mean, I think not. Okay. So if everybody,
so you didn't answer the question. Should it be a right or a privilege?
I think it should be a privilege, not a right. Basically, I look at it as you need to go out and get your own health care or have a company healthcare system. Why should the government mandate that everybody else's health care?
479-1080. What if you can't afford it? I mean, so you would be okay with some people not having any coverage, or would you build a safety?
There is right now. It's those healthcare plans that we already are paying through our taxes. They have that, but they're just gone overboard with it. And I think the part of the problem is there's a lot of people that are being too lazy to go out and get a job.
479-1080. Let's head out to Watsonville, see what Mark has to say. You're in the air, Mark. Thank you for your call.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Look, everybody has a right to access health care, but health care is definitely not a right. No one has a right to the goods and services of another human being. That's all I have to say.
All right, Mark, thank you for your call. 479-1080, DM at ksco.com. Dave in SoCal, line 2, you're in the air.
Yeah, hey, you guys. I think the difference between a privilege and a right is who pays for it. If you pay for it, it's a privilege. If everybody else pays for it, it's a right.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right, I guess that does on a real simplistic level. Thank you for your call, Dave. 479-1080. Keep it simple.
That works with this example.
That works with this example, but I'm not sure that it carries through across all levels, examples. But there you go. 479-1080. Is it a privilege or is it a right? Boy, you know what? I would say that it has to be.
Let's take this on the other side.
A right.
No, why you say it has to be a right?
Because people have to have health care. They have to have health care. They have to have.
No,
health
they
care.
don't. It's up to them. It should be their choice.
Oh my God!
Why should the government?
We're bringing it up on the other side. You guaranteed. You got that right. KSL Santa Cruz.
And Republicans are expressing concern about reports that President Trump disclosed classified information on ISIS to visiting Russian officials last week. CBS's Jeff Pegues has more.
The question is, did the president reveal too much to the Russians? And when you hear the national security advisor in that statement saying that the president didn't compromise any sources or methods, that is the important line there, because the intelligence community is always extremely sensitive about exposing sources and methods, people who are gathering information, top secret information in the field. If you do that, you can potentially put lives in danger, and that's why it is such a sensitive thing.
National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster issued an unequivocal denial.
2 other senior officials who were present, including the Secretary of State, remember the meeting the same way and have said so. Their on-the-record accounts should outweigh those of anonymous sources. And I was in the room. It didn't happen.
The Supreme Court today turned down a request to reinstate North Carolina's controversial voter ID law that a lower court said targeted African Americans with almost surgical precision. CBS News senior legal analyst Andrew Cohen.
The question now is whether this non-decision decision signals anything about the similarly discriminatory voter ID law in Texas, which the lower courts there also had blocked, and also what it means for other voting rights challenges in states that have tried to make it harder for citizens, for even registered voters, to have their ballots counted.
The Trump administration accuses the Syrian government of killing thousands of people. CBS's Kylie Atwood.
This facility is still in use, and there was actually an Amnesty International report that just came out earlier this month, and it said that this prison is a human slaughterhouse. The regime has abducted thousands of Syrians and brought them to this prison to be detained and to be murdered. And the State Department says that they have multiple reasons to believe that there are 50 people that are killed there on a daily basis.
Warnings are being issued about the danger of energy drinks. CBS's Jim Krasula reports.
16-year-old Davis Kripe collapsed and died at his Chapin, South Carolina high school April 26th. Now, Richland County Coroner Gary Watts says the healthy teenager died from heart problems after drinking too much caffeine.
Davis, on this particular day, within the 2 hours prior to his death, we know had consumed a large Diet Mountain Dew, a cafe latte from McDonald's, and also some type of energy drink.
Sean Kripe says he hopes his son's death will prompt parents to talk to their children about the dangers of energy drinks. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
The Dow is up 85 points today. This is CBS News.
Wouldn't it be great if you could stop crime before it happens? With the Ring Floodlight Cam, you can. I'm Jamie Siminoff, inventor and founder of Ring. Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated HD security camera that connects right to your phone, so you're alerted when anyone steps onto your property. You can now see, speak, or even sound an alarm right from your phone, anywhere, anytime. Does your floodlight prevent crime? Ours does. Go to ring.com/advantage and save $150 off of a Ring of Security kit. That's ring.com/advantage.
This is Charles Husby. Olivet Nazarene University believes that an education unlocks a person's potential. They believe an educated person has a positive impact on his or her community. They believe that education is not something to be contained, but imparted to the world. They believe in you. Learn more at graduate.olivet.edu. Olivet Nazarene University. Where you are to where you will be.
A UN official says the situation is getting dire in civil war-torn Yemen.
Speaking in the Jordanian habitable with
within a generation.
The areas that are most short of water, which don't have enough water, are the most populated areas. There simply is not enough.
Meanwhile, the UN says that Yemenis are on the brink of famine, with 7 million citizens who do not know where their next meal might come from. More than 7,600 Yemenis, mainly civilians, have been killed in the 2-year civil war. Dale Gavlak for CBS News, Amman.
Little heads up if you live in or visit Georgia. There seem to be quite a few snakes surfacing because authorities say they've seen a large number of snake bites in the state. 55 so far this year, and a third of them by copperheads. The first was logged in the first week of January, which is very early compared to other years. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
A few years ago, my wife and I went shopping for amazing quality luxury bedding we could actually afford. And what did we find? Nothing. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen. Missy and I started Boll & Branch because we want you to be able to afford the best bedding in the world. By cutting out the middlemen and only selling online at bollandbranch.com, our award-winning sheets cost less than half of designer brands and are twice the quality. Every set is crafted from 100% organic cotton. They get softer and softer over time. That's why we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. There's no risk. Try them for 30 nights. If you don't love them, send them back for a full refund. Go to bollandbranch.com today for $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping when you use promo code SLEEP. That's $50 off, plus free shipping right now at bollandbranch.com. Promo code SLEEP. bollandbranch.com, spelled B-O-L-L, and branch.com. Promo code SLEEP.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're listening to AM 1080 KSEO Santa Cruz, AM 1340 KOMY La Selva Beach, Watsonville. The time is now 6:06. We've got traffic and weather for you. We start off with traffic. Highway 1 at 41st Avenue. Slow moving in the southbound direction. Let me see if I can get a speed here for you. Things getting onto the fish hook, by the way, moving at the limit. We'll see how long that lasts for. Yeah, at 41st Avenue, it's 10 miles per hour. Monterey into Seaside, 30 miles per hour. Once you make it past the 218 connector, actually after the 218 connector is where speed slow down. That's a temporary slowdown, though. Not much to worry about there. Southbound 1 heading into Moss Landing, 10 miles per hour as you approach the harbor. Southbound 101 slow moving in 3 spots. The first is near Metcalf Road, 10 miles per hour there. Same thing traveling through Coyote Valley, and then again near Gilroy and Prunedale. All those areas down to about 10 miles per hour. Prunedale, Gilroy, Morgan Hill, and Metcalf Road, southbound 101, 10 miles per hour. Your weather forecast for tonight, increasing clouds, lows around 50 degrees. Tomorrow, 20% chance of showers, daytime highs will reach the mid-60s. Small craft advisory out on the Monterey Bay tonight. West winds as well, 15 to 25 knots. Wind waves 3 to 5 feet. West swells 6 to 8 feet at 9 seconds. 475-1080 with your traffic reports. DM at KSEO.com. It's Monday, 40% off any large pizza at Mountain Mike's. You design it, you name it, you get 40% off. 3715 Portola Drive in Santa Cruz. That's right. 40% off any large pizza. You just tell them you heard it on Flight 1080, and they'll take care of the rest. 3715 Portola Drive, 477-7760 is their phone number. KSEO News Time is now 6:08. Headlines up next. Here's Susan Simon.
Thanks, Dave. 3 people have been arrested in a case that crosses state lines. A local neurosurgeon who left Palo Alto Medical Foundation last year and a nurse who worked at Dominican Hospital, as well as a third person outside of California, have all been arrested in connection with charges of sharing child pornography on the internet. Additionally, 57-year-old Dr. James Cohood and 42-year-old Rochelle Brandon face charges connected with the sexual abuse of children. Cohoud was booked into Santa Cruz County Jail, where he is being held without bail. Two Watsonville men died and a Watsonville woman and a child were injured last night in an accident on Highway 101. The just after 10:30 p.m. crash occurred south of Gilroy in the southbound lanes. The 37-year-old woman was airlifted to San Jose Regional Medical Center with serious injuries. The 4-year-old child suffered only minor physical injuries in the fatal accident. A 23-year-old man was shot and killed Saturday night in Salinas. The just before 11 p.m. incident took place on the 100 block of Paloma Avenue. Anyone with information about the 10:47 p.m. fatal shooting is encouraged to contact the Salinas Police Department. A crash that took the lives of 3 people near Salinas on Saturday. Philip Deseth has more on that story for us.
CHP officials say the collision took place shortly before 1 p.m., 2 miles east of Highway 101 on Espinoza Road, when a 61-year-old Salinas woman driving at a high rate of speed collided with a semi-truck making a left-hand turn. The vehicle then caught fire, and the driver and her 2 33-year-old passengers died at the scene. No other injuries have been reported. I'm Philip Deseth for KSCO Radio.
A Santa Cruz County film producer, Bill Meade, is bringing his latest documentary to Santa Cruz this week. KSCO spoke with Meade about what the documentary, What the Health, is all about.
About the deception and collusion that's going on, and why is it going on? What's the reason for all the problems in our society? Usually it boils down to money. Our goal was really to find some of the best, most nutritionally informed doctors in the nation, talk to them, find out what the real truth was, and then go around and talk to other people who had differing points of views, find out what sort of studies they based their views on, and really try to discover what the underlying truth is about not only just the best diet, but also how does our industrial food affect the entire country's health.
The film will be screened on Wednesday at 7 p.m. or starting at 7 p.m. at the Nickelodeon Theater. That's located at 210 Lincoln Street in Santa Cruz. Tickets can be purchased at the door or online. The first of the parts of the new Pfeiffer Canyon Bridge in Big Sur is scheduled to be delivered this week. The new bridge is scheduled to be open to the public this coming September. For more information on the project, people can either call Caltrans or go online to the Caltrans website. Time now coming up on 12 minutes after 6 p.m. More local news for you coming up at the bottom of the hour. For KSCO, I'm Susan Simon.
Work in parks this summer. Friends of Santa Cruz State Parks is hiring visitor service aides to staff entrance kiosks at state parks in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Learn more and apply online at that'smypark.org. This seasonal job offers both full and part-time positions at Big Basin Redwoods, Henry Cowell Redwoods, Castle Rock, and Portola Redwoods. Learn more and apply at that'smypark.org.
For the last 60 years, Coast Paper and Supply has been serving locals and businesses for all their cleaning and paper supply needs. With an 1,800 square foot showroom and nearly 5,000 products, you'll find everything you're looking for in the way of janitorial supplies, retail and industrial packaging, and disposable food service products for business or home. Not to mention their huge selection of boxes and shipping supplies. Their family-owned and operated business is located at 151 Josephine on River Street in Santa Cruz. Call 831-423-3350 or visit coastpapersupply.com, a proud member of Think Local First.
Billy, I need a co-host.
And you're looking at me?
I'm looking at Luigi.
Oh, Luigi, the computer guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Hey,
Luigi, you want to be my co-host?
You mean like on the radio?
Yes, on the radio.
Heck yeah, dude, I'll be on the radio with you. That sounds awesome.
When you do the show on the air, are you going to do it with more than one microphone? Because the noise when you swing it back and forth is kind of annoying.
Squeaky's fine.
All right. When's the show start?
It's going to be Wednesdays from 7 to 8.
KSCO.com.
Don't miss it.
Hello, this is Bert Marks presenting Town Hall Night at Freedom Forum. Among the local speakers, Scott McGilvery will be discussing alternatives to pumping treated sewage water into our aquifer. Christina Hildebrand will address SB 18, Children's Rights. Fox Sloan will cover CPS issues, and Becky Steinbrunner will report on the Aptos Village project. Hear these speakers live at Freedom Forum, 1900 17th Avenue, Santa Cruz, Wednesday, May 18th at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30. Free. Donations welcome.
It must be, it has to be, with that big sound it's gotta be KSCO.
479-1080. You're listening to Flight 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz. There's some more music from Duke Newman, the Earl of Beats. I like that song too. You know what, Duke? All your kids are good looking, man. 479-1080. Let's head out to the phone lines. Okay, so the question we're asking is healthcare a privilege or a right? That's what we're asking, right?
That was a question posed to, I think, former Miss DC, now Miss USA.
Right, Miss Washington, D.C. Her name is Kara McCullough, and I'll play her answer here for this scientist that works. She's a nuclear scientist that works for the government. Okay, Greg in Live Oak, line 1. Thank you for your call. You're in the air.
If you've made certain choices in your life, you smoke too much, you eat a lot of donuts and cheeseburgers, and you need a procedure, that's kind of on you. To fall off a ladder or catch a virus, I don't think you should go into debt because something unfortunate happened to you. So it needs to be that divisive. I mean, we just can't subsidize everybody.
So do you think it's a privilege or a right?
Well, I think it's a little closer to a privilege, but like I say, we need to help those that are trying to live a good life and just something unfortunate happens to them. We should help them out. But if you're making wrong lifestyle choices, we just can't subsidize you. And there's a lot of people like that.
Is it maybe it's their fault? Maybe it's a fault of the people who allow that junk to be sold? I mean, wouldn't it make sense to
you're making the choice to buy it, so.
Well, someone has also made the choice to allow it to be purchased. I mean, some of that stuff is nasty. I mean, I can't believe that some of it gets onto the market.
We've got the prohibition and repeal all the marijuana laws. And I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, we're losing them.
Your phone's breaking up, Greg, but thank you for your call. I think we get the gist of it. 479-1080. Ben, there's something to say about that. Not much.
Yeah,
though.
but I think he had a point.
It has a little weight to it. In my court, it has a little weight to it, but not much.
Yeah, people who are facing health problems through their own decisions, I guess, you would have less sympathy for them. But yeah, I think absolutely you have to have sympathy for people who are born with like genetic diseases and things like that.
479-1080. Steve in Carmel is up next. Thank you for your call. Steve, line 2, you're in the air.
Yeah, I would like to tell you something. You were talking about the wolves earlier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would never go out unarmed in wolf country.
Why is that?
Wolves have killed people and will. How would you like to be surrounded by a pack of wolves out in the snow?
No, I would not like that at all.
No, I wouldn't either. This guy in Alaska. That's what happened to a guy in Alaska a few years ago.
Yeah, but this was a rare white wolf. I mean, you hardly even see them. I'm sure they haven't killed anyone.
Well, black wolves are rare too, but do you know what you should look into it, Ben, because since they reintroduced the wolves in Yellowstone, they are taking quite a bit of livestock because there's a lot of ranches that border the park, and I know some of the ranchers, and you wouldn't want to talk to some of them, but they're decimating the baby elks, and they're killing quite a few buffaloes. They're killing so many buffalo that the buffalo population probably in the last 7 to 10 years is not expanding anymore.
Oh, wow.
And they're decimating the elks. Almost as soon as the elks are born, these wolves are on them. It's really, I find that kind of alarming, and I don't know if they'll come in balance somehow, but wolves
isn't that the way nature designed it, though, Steve? Isn't
well,
that
I don't know. It's hard to say, Dave, exactly. There is a reason why the wolves were eradicated by man. I mean, they had a reason, I think mostly because they were killing livestock, sheep and cattle.
Mm-hmm.
So people got rid of the wolves. I mean, that was why. They got rid of coyotes too, but the wolf was probably the most hated.
I think the issue is that the wolves are there naturally. Originally, they were there.
It is their land.
But they were eradicated, and they weren't in that area anymore.
Right.
And now their sort of replacement or them being there again, that is man-made. That's not natural. So I think probably what the issue is their prey, the elk and the bison or the buffalo, they haven't been able to adapt to this new predator that's in their environment. I mean, they've never dealt with a wolf before. And so these wolves are, it's sort of easy pickings for them.
Yeah, it's probably 80 or 90 years since the wolves were decimated before they were brought back. And the guy who brought them back was one of the guys that you can watch programs on it, probably on YouTube. one guy that worked for the national parks, he decided, or a biologist or somebody, I forget what his name was, but he decided to bring the wolves back, and he got the federal government to back him when they reintroduced them. And some people like the wolves, wolves as pets and half wolves. I know some people in Big Sur that raise half wolf and half dog.
Those are always really cool.
They're pretty nice, but I tell you, I would never myself, Ben. Dave. I would never go out in wolf country without a gun.
I wouldn't blame you.
I don't blame you either. A pack of wolves and then torn apart as I died.
All right, Steve. Thank you for your call, 479-1080. Well, the good news is that there's 100%, 0% chance that you will be attacked by wolves right here in Santa Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
No,
just don't
the
go to wolf
mountain lions
country.
will get you.
You don't want to get attacked by wolf. Don't go to wolf country. 479-1080. I mean, so we eradicated the wolf. Does that mean that they do not deserve to exist? No. That means that we owe them one.
No, I think that what they're doing in trying to reintroduce the wolf population to Yellowstone, I think ultimately that's a good thing. I mean, that's how it was originally. That was how it was naturally before the humans sort of interfered. But I think there is something to, you just have elk populations that have never dealt with a predator like this before, so they don't know.
You better get used to
when
it.
When there's a wolf coming to eat your children, they're the little baby elk. They don't know what to do.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, well, you got to get used to it. I mean, that's the way it goes, Kevin. I mean, we got the NRA sticking up for hunters, right? We got all kinds of. Well, who sticks up for wildlife?
There's a lot of
who strikes back for wildlife when wildlife needs to.
There's a lot of wildlife groups out there.
Where? Name one.
I can't name them, but
Defenders of Wildlife.
Thank you.
Name two.
More Defenders
Sierra
of Wildlife.
Club.
All right. Well, maybe you got me there.
There's a lot of them out there.
Listen. Somebody.
And in fact, they did help with the wolf reintegration.
Okay. Somebody needs to take.
NRDC, National Resource Defense Council.
Okay, also. I get. You named a few of them. Okay. But somebody, what I'm saying here is that somebody needs to strike back for the animals. Somebody needs to push back.
Elk is tasty.
A 57-year-old hunter named Darrell Whitaker was walking to his hunting cabin on Sunday to see if he had suffered any damage during the winter. All of a sudden, a large gorilla-like creature dropped from a tree in front of him and punched him in the face. While Mr. Whitaker was trying to recover from the attack, the large humanoid creature began to tear his clothes while letting out some terrifying howls. Mr. Whitaker reported the attack to both the Glenwood Springs Police Department and the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Agency, and a joint investigation has been launched. Darrell Whitaker is convinced that the creature who attacked him was a Sasquatch, but the GSPD investigators said it's more probable that the attacker is simply a large, hairy man.
Sasquatch.
They are currently interrogating nearby residents to see if anyone noticed an individual corresponding to the description of the suspect. According to the victim, the attacker measured around 8 feet tall and is extremely hairy. He has brown skin, dark hair, brown eyes, and extremely large feet.
Is this the Colorado man who was
yeah.
He says he was sexually assaulted by a Sasquatch?
Yeah, I doubt that it's real, and the reason why I doubt that is because one of the links here says, woman on welfare paid for her breast implants with food stamps. I wonder if this is real.
What website's this on?
World News Daily Report.
Okay, yeah. Phil sent me that on Friday.
It's probably not real. It's fun, though. We can imagine, right, some wildlife creature out there trying to give it to the hunters. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, it sounds like the guy wants
I'm sure, Dave, you could find videos like that online, just search them.
479-1080.
But anyway, one of our callers just called up to say that the reason they're reintroducing the wolves to Yellowstone is because they think it'll solve some of the sort of natural problems that are going on right now. Like the deer populations are just too large.
Yeah, they say the same thing up there in the hills, in the valley. I say the deer are cute. And one of our friends that works here says, they're like rats. They're everywhere. They're all over the valley. They're jumping all over the road, jumping into cars. They're horrible. We need to get some mountain lions. I say some bears, reintroduce some bears, whatever it takes to cull that population. 479-1080.
Ooh.
DM at KSCO.com.
This is sort of grim, but if you reintroduce bears, I'm sure that less people would want to sleep on the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, you get grizzly bears?
Remember, somebody suggested they would chase the meth heads out of the San Lorenzo Valley.
Oh, yeah.
They'd have to go somewhere else. Troy and Felton, line 1, you're in the air.
Hey, so, they had that cougar right down there at the East Cliff Village, right?
Mm-hmm.
Half a block away from your radio station, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the answer. You know who's going to stick up for the wildlife?
Who?
Smokey Bear, because you know what? If you put your fires out, he'll give you a big old bear hug, Dave. You big old dog. Okay.
You're weird. Get out of here. 479-1080. Let's see who's up next. Robbie calling from Santa Cruz. You're in the air.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, Robbie.
Good. So listen, somebody just sent me a video a few days ago about the wolves in the park, and you could probably find it on the internet. It's about they reintroduced 14 wolves into the park, and it completely changed the entire ecosystem, right down the food chain, and the end result is it even changed the course of the rivers, because it changed the predators, who hangs out along the rivers, the migration of the food, the bison and the elk, and it allowed other species to repopulate and other plant species to have a resurgence, which changed the course of the river. It would be something you might want to look at. Got 14 wolves.
14?
Reintroduced to Yellowstone, and how it changed the entire park and the ecosystem of the park in a good way.
And all of that just because of 14 wolves?
Yeah, the reintroduction of the wolves, and the end result is it went all the way through the food chain and the migratory patterns, reintroduction of plant species, and actually changed the course of the rivers. That might be something you want to look up while you got a chance and you're in front of a computer.
All right, Robbie. Thank you for the call. 479-1080. Susan?
All right. Top 8 essential
here we go.
defenders of wildlife.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
The
8
Nature
times.
Conservancy, the World Wildlife Fund, the Natural Resources Defense Council, the Sierra Club, the Wildlife Conservation Society, Oceana, Conservation International, and the National Audubon Society. Those are listed as the top ones to donate to because they're doing some of the best work.
Is the Autobahn?
Z.
479-1080. Okay, so as health. Oh, by the way, I went hiking up at Garland Ranch Regional Park in Carmel Valley the other day, and went hiking through all these trails and stuff. And I forgot, for the most part, it's we have beautiful parks around here. It has its own beauty though, but there's this one area where you're walking through a mesa, right? It's just a big flat grassland. And I was thinking, holy cow, man, you could be stalked by a mountain lion, by a wolf, by whatever, and there's really nothing you could do, right? You think, am I safer walking through the trails where there's a bunch of trees? Heck no, a mountain lion, are you kidding me? That's all kinds of cover for him, right? Am I safer walking through the grasslands where I could spot him? No, because he's going to spot me and he can hide in the grass, right? You're not safe, dude. Those things are apex predators. They are nothing to be messed around with. So I'm thinking, what do you do? What would I do? I mean, do I act scary? That's what they say, right? Or could I say something like if a mountain lion came up, just say, hey, and just start insulting them, like your mother's domesticated or your mother uses a litter box or something like that, right? If a wolf, you could say, hey, your mom, what? Pulls sleds in Alaska? What could you say?
Your mom can't smell her own butt.
Wow, you're really going for the throat there.
Yeah, definitely.
479-1080. So is healthcare a privilege or a what was the question asked?
It's a privilege, not a right.
Is healthcare a privilege or a right?
Okay, so that's what they ask Kara McCullough. She's Miss USA now. She was Miss DC. And here's her answer. And we're going to ask you too, is healthcare a privilege or a right? Here we go.
Do you think affordable health care for all U.S. citizens is a right or a privilege, and why?
I'm definitely going to say it's a privilege. As a government employee, I am granted health care. And I see firsthand that for one, to have health care, you need to have jobs. So therefore, we need to continue to cultivate this environment that we're given the opportunity to have health care as well as jobs to all the American citizens worldwide.
I don't know what the hell she said. What did she say?
Well, she's basically saying that if you want to have healthcare in this country, you also have to be employed.
Yes, I agree.
And otherwise, you don't get healthcare. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you should work. You should work for it.
But what if you can't? Do you acknowledge that there are some people who can't?
Yeah, that's
work?
true. There are some people.
Okay, so what happens to them? Too bad. Tough cookies.
They're already on government assistance as it is.
So that's okay with you then. I mean, so it is okay to provide some people with healthcare if they can't work.
There's a lot of people that can work, and they're too lazy to work because they're supplying on the government for their.
I'm asking you: should you be allowed to have healthcare only if you have a job. I mean, what if you're rich and you don't have a job, and should you just be able to buy it? I mean, should you have to work in order to have healthcare? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm saying, I mean,
you just have to have money. If you can't afford it, too bad. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
479-1080, DM at ksco.com.
You know, you may agree or you may disagree with her answer. I think one thing we can agree on, though, is that these answers, or these women that are competing in these contests, they're getting smarter. I mean, this was a nuclear scientist. We have another tape.
Should we play that now? It's only 48 seconds. Okay, here we go.
Miss South Carolina. This was from a little while ago.
A fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should. Our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries. So we will be able to build up our future.
Please stop. Please
stop.
Really?
Thank you very much.
Jeez. KSCO, Santa Cruz, CBS News is up next.
On reports President Trump shared classified information with Russian diplomats. CBS's Jeff Pegues has more.
During the campaign, candidate Trump was critical of Hillary Clinton, who the FBI said mishandled classified information on her private email server. Back in July, Mr. Trump tweeted this: "Crooked Hillary Clinton and her team were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information. Not fit."
The White House was quick to refute the report with a blunt statement from the National Security Advisor, CBS's Major Garrett.
A categorical denial of the Washington Post reporting that at no time did the President of the United States disclose any sources or methods or anything that would be construed as highly classified information.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
You're listening to AM 1080 KSEO Santa Cruz. It's 6:32 and time for local headlines. Here's Susan Simon.
Thanks, Dave. The jury selection began today in a case against a former Salinas city councilman. Jose Castaneda faces charges of stalking, kidnapping, sexual battery, and inflicting corporal injury on a former girlfriend. A man was arrested for a burglary in Seaside on Friday. That incident took place on the 1200 block of Circle Avenue. Officers reported that 19-year-old Morgan Gonzalez Gutierrez is accused of kicking in the front door, taking household items, punching the victim, and lighting a fire on the kitchen stove. Police also reported that there had been 5 door-kick residential burglaries within 24 hours of that incident on Circle Avenue, all in that same general area. Gonzalez Gutierrez was booked into Monterey County Jail and charged with burglary, robbery, and arson. 2 local groups have teamed up to help raise money for local coastal protection. Caffeinate for the Coast is an event that's scheduled to be held this coming Saturday in Santa Cruz. The open house is being held by Alta Organic Coffee and Tea Company and Save Our Shores. They'll have their new blend of coffee on hand. It's called Save Our Shores Ocean Blend. That event is slated to be held from 9 a.m. until noon at Alta Organic Coffee and Tea Company, which is located on the 2700 block of Mission Street Extension in Santa Cruz. Time now coming up on 34 minutes after 6 p.m. More local news for you coming up at the top of the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow morning. For KSCO, I'm Susan Simon.
Thank you, Susan. KSEO drive time is now 6:33. Let's take a quick look at your local roadways. We start off with Highway 17 southbound speeds now down to about, well, they're doing about 20 miles per hour. Maybe a little bit faster than that as you approach 41st Avenue. Our camera not working right now, but the speed map shows that that's approximately true. Let's see, our next trouble spot. Moss Landing is good. Monterey to Seaside is good. Southbound 101 through the Prunedale area. 10 miles per hour. Speed's gradually picking up. Once you make it closer to, I can't get a crossroad, Ralph Lane, the CC Way, somewhere around there, speeds will pick up. Southbound 101 crossing over Coyote Valley or Coyote Creek. 10 miles per hour. Flight 1080, back after this.
The Ebb and Flow River Arts Celebration is coming soon, Friday, June 2nd, for art making, dance, and fun on Cooper Street in downtown Santa Cruz. At 9 p.m., join the Night Walk along the San Lorenzo River, led by a jazz band, and see LED-lit aerial dancers and sculptures. Then, on June 3rd, flow into the Kinetic Art Parade at noon on the Riverwalk from Kaiser Arena to the Tannery Arts Center. A full day of family-friendly fun, dance, art, music, food, and celebration. Sponsored by KSCO, Santa Cruz County Bank, and Sutter Maternity and Surgery Center. Go to artscouncilsc.org. See you there.
Hi, folks. It's Jim Peterson of Solar for America by Peterson Dean. Look, I want to talk today about good, and I want to talk about great, and what the difference is. There's a big difference between good, which is what our competitors are, and great, which is what Solar for America by Peterson Dean is. Great. We don't settle for good. Great. We have great products, great people, great services, great prices, great warranties. Nothing we do is good enough. It has to be great. I'd like you to give me a call if you need a new roof, an all-American solar power system, a new fence mended or built, or backup battery for your home. The number is 888-981-7563. That's 888-981-7563. Look, it's not good enough at Solar for America by Peterson Dean. It has to be great for our customers. 888-981-7563. 888-981-7563. Solar for America by Peterson Dean. CSLB 468-117.
Is your internet connection slow? Do you experience outages or dread calling customer support? How about your latency? Etheric Networks can help you. Etheric Networks is the Bay Area's locally owned alternative to DSL satellite and cable. Etheric provides fast, reliable, symmetric internet via our wholly owned network of towers covering the Bay Area from Salinas to Santa Cruz to Sausalito. We install a 2-foot dish on your building and point it to one of our towers to connect you directly to the major data centers of Silicon Valley. Etheric directly connects to Tier 1 companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon to ensure high-quality service from your building to the world. KSCO Business Special. Business service up to 10 megabits per second symmetric for as little as $299 a month with a $399 installation fee. Etheric also offers high-end 100 megabit and even gigabit and 10 gigabit service starting at $599 a month with installation starting from $500. Etheric Networks. Call 650-399-4200. Etheric.net. That's ETHERIC.net.
I'm Gary Shapiro, host of From the Bookshelf here on KSCO. This week, my guest is movie star Tab Hunter. We talk about his film career, we talk about his recording career, his years as a horseman and ice skater. It's fascinating. Join me Monday at 7 with Tab Hunter for From the Bookshelf with me, Gary Shapiro.
KSCO 1080 on your dial.
You're listening